are back home and coming off a road trip that included the return of that guy, Hank Blaylock, who loudly announced that he was indeed back as a Texas Ranger, a grand slam yesterday. And the Rangers beat back the Angels to win that series. Tonight, here in Arlington, it's the Kansas City Royals coming in, and like the Rangers, Kansas City playing a lot better over the last couple of months. We welcome you to Texas Ranger Baseball along with Tom Grieve. I'm Josh Lewin, and thank you for making at least part of your Labor Day inclusive of Texas Ranger Baseball. Cam Lowe is on the mound this Labor Day evening. And for Cam Lowe, well, the last couple starts, actually, Tag, he's looked pretty good.
He has. He came off the disabled list. He wasn't pitching well. He went on the disabled list. He's had 3 starts since then, and he has thrown the ball pretty well. His last start against the White Sox, he had some of his best stuff of the whole year. Going to see an example of it right here. Several really good curveballs for strikeouts. Excellent movement on his sinker. You see the ball going into the right-hander, down and away from the left-hander. His last 3 starts, his ERA is a little bit over 2. So you really like the way he's throwing right now, Josh, and hopefully he'll be able to keep it up.
Yeah, Cam, last time against these Kansas City Royals, it did not go well. He lost 10-0. The Rangers weren't hitting, obviously, much that day. Michael Young and company, though, they're definitely hitting these days. They just scored 21 runs in that 3-game series in Anaheim. Michael and the Rangers back in Arlington, and the first pitch of tonight's ball game is coming up next.
Where Southwest stands out first. FSN Southwest.
Texas Ranger Baseball is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Bold moves. Ford is the best in Texas. Also by Progressive. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. By Jack in the Box. We don't make it till you order it. And by Southwest Airlines, the official airline of the Rangers. Visit southwest.com. On Labor Day evening anyway, Ranger fans settling in with hats of all kinds and popcorn of all sizes. It is a 3-game series against Kansas City starting tonight. 7:05 games now instead of 7:35 for the night games.
Sweet.
Players seem to enjoy that fact. The manager enjoys that fact. And the fans will watch tonight as the Kansas City Royals, with a record of 61-75, trotted out this way, courtesy of Southwest Airlines. It's DeJesus, Gruzelanek, and Glode, Butler, Tian, and Gordon. Shane Costa, John Buck, and Tony Pena Jr. rounded out for Buddy Bell. Of course, a former Ranger great playing third base. Out there on the mound, the Rico scouting report brings us to Mr. Cameron Lowe.
Well, overall this year, Cam is 6-10. His ERA is 5.35. April through July, he was 5.80. August, 3 starts, has been a lot better. ERA 2.16 in that time. Wednesday against the White Sox, 6 innings, quality start, only 1 earned run. Tied a career high with 7 strikeouts. Had a really good curveball, an excellent sinker. And for Cam, it's all about the sinker, keeping it down, and mixing in his off-speed pitches, throwing strikes.
A problem has kind of developed, though, with all these ground balls he's getting back to himself.
Yes.
Right? I mean, he's got to be able to make that play, that throw on to first, and that was problematic in that White Sox game. A couple of errors. Hank's homies are not only in the house, Tom, they are in the owner's box.
Wow. They want to get as close to Hank as they can get.
Those fellas are living large. He'll be able to peek in that dugout all night tonight and tell Hank Blaylock how much they care.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking that Cam would be better throwing the ball to first base if he just picked it and pretended that the first baseman was the catcher and just throwing him a good hard sinker about belt high and just letting it go and throwing it hard. The pitchers, you know, we saw it with the Tigers in postseason play last year in the World Series. Several of the pitchers, it's like you get the ball and you just get a little bit nervous with your throw instead of just relaxing and throwing it hard over there. And Cam has had a problem with that. Brad may not like fielding a 90-mile-an-hour sinker over there. It's better than one going over his head.
That is true. That is Wilkerson at first tonight. Saltalamacchia is doing the catching. Gerald Laird on the bench. The Rangers have added a catcher to the mix as well, up from AAA. There is ball forwarded to Jesus. Yeah, Guillermo Quiros is up from AAA. The Oklahoma season officially ends later tonight, as the Red Hawks are finishing up in Albuquerque. Did you see Oklahoma beat up on Albuquerque 20-6 yesterday?
Yeah.
Victor Diaz, 3 home runs. He knocked in 8.
Would have fit right into Baltimore with us.
There is Guillermo Quiros, former Toronto Blue Jays prospect. Q-U-I-R-O-Z. Oh, spelling Quiros, not Blue Jays, by the way.
I'm trying to figure that out. A little bit off.
Don't ask me to spell Grzelcyk. Cam Lowe I can do, but I'll need help from the graphics department here for Grzelcyk. Cam with 5 of the first 6 tonight out of the strike zone. And now a high throw to first base. A career against the Royals. For whatever reason, it just has not gone well for Cam. 10 innings, 14 runs allowed. And a lot of that was last time out, that 10-0 game that we referenced in Kansas City. There's a strike according to Ron Kulpa. Ron Kulpa's had an interesting season already, Tom. He's the guy that had the plate for the Curt Schilling almost no-hitter in Oakland. That was broken up with 2 outs in the 9th inning. And 5 days later, he had the Justin Verlander no-hitter.
Wow.
Almost had 2 no-hitters in 5 days.
I thought you were going to say he was in Boston for Clay Buchholz's no-hitter.
I believe that was Bruce Fleming behind the plate.
Was it?
Yeah, from what I saw of the highlights. Somebody who was kind of short, kind of wide, and calling him real slow. So I think that might have been Bruce.
Well, that was some kind of sinker for Cam right there. The ball is moving so much, it's hard to throw it for a strike. It just sinks right out of the strike zone. Velocity is not important right now for Cam. It's just making sure that ball is a strike. Whether you're throwing 92 or 88 with that kind of movement really doesn't matter that much. Hitter's going to have a hard time making good solid contact with a ball that's sinking like that.
Well, the Royals, like the Rangers, playing a lot better baseball of late. Both teams have winning records since the middle of June. That's something that gets kind of lost with the Rangers. I mean, they obviously dug themselves such a deep hole. But 40-31 now since the middle of June. That is actually the 4th best record in baseball.
Yeah, the Rangers started out the season 40-31. Been the talk of baseball. Been on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Well, yeah, I mean, seriously, they would have. Well, as the runner goes, and that's going to be down and in. So Cam's night begins with a couple of walks. That brings up kind of an interesting point, Tag. Would you rather be, for example, the Milwaukee Brewers, start out around 40-30 and be leading your division and then tumble to a 23-42 stretch? Or is it easier on your psyche if you start 23-42 like the Rangers and then get better?
It's an interesting question, and there's a lot of different ways of looking at it. From my perspective, I would rather get off to the good start. I'd rather take my chances with a good start. I'd like to see the fans get excited, the team get excited, build for the season, and you know, if you kind of fall flat at the end, that's the way it goes. It just seems like the whole feeling around the team is deflated when you start out the way the Rangers did, and the fact that they're 40-31 is, you know, it's nice, but pretty much goes unnoticed when you get off to that kind of a start. It's not unnoticed by the players, the team, the management, and some of the fans. But I think once you start out 20 games below 500 a couple of months into the season, it's tough no matter what you do the rest of the way.
Now here's what we're talking about regarding fielding your position. Cam Lowe is able to recover and retire Ross Gload. Runners, however, advanced to second and third, and a big-time RBI chance now for Billy Butler.
Yeah, the only thing that happened when he dropped it is I don't think they could have turned a double play. They might have gotten a runner at second and kept a double play in order. They were only going to get 1 out anyway, so I guess you do give up a base and the potential for a ground ball double play right here.
The Rangers will stay back up the middle. Looks like Vasquez staying back as well at third. And Wilkerson, same story over there at first. Billy Butler, a guy that in a fairly short sample has been swinging the bat very well. Only 22 years old. We talk about Saltalamacchia being only 22, still kind of learning the ropes. Here's Butler hitting 300. Actually, I take that back. Butler's only 21. Will not be 22 until basically next baseball season. They've got Billy Butler and Billy Buckner. And Billy Buckner is a right-handed pitcher who will pitch tomorrow. No relation to the original Bill Buckner. The BB initials are huge on this team. Their manager, of course, is Buddy Bell. Their best pitcher is Brian Bannister, who's now 12-7 after a win yesterday. There's a former Ranger great, Buddy Bell, who's stepping down at the end of this season.
I'll guarantee you there are not many baseball fans that know that Brian Bannister has the 4th best ERA in the American League.
Boy, no kidding.
3.16. Johan Santana's at 3.06.
Not anymore. He got beat up today.
And he might have gone above that now. He might move into the number 3 spot. Just a percentage points behind Escobar. Danny Herron's leading at 287. He's something if Brian Bannister won the ERA title.
He's got a legit shot to win 15 or 16 games, too.
He's a good pitcher, boy. He is a pitcher, too.
Wow, and Cam Lowe right there needing that. Trying to get things leveled out here in the first inning after the 2 walks, a comebacker, and a strikeout.
Well, that's some kind of sinker. Look at that thing go down. That's almost like a left-handed slider down and into the right-hand hitter. There's so much movement on that pitch.
Yeah, looks like what C.J. Wilson was throwing yesterday.
That's a great pitch. And the reason he's walked 2 guys is because that pitch it's moving so much, it's hard to keep it in the strike zone. You don't want to give up the movement. You just want to keep throwing it. Eventually, you'll start to find a release point and locate the strike zone. And it's a tough pitch not to swing at.
Mark Teahen just back off the DL tonight. Fouls one into the crowd. Boy, it's a very comfortable evening at the ballpark tonight. If you're in the area, want to come on by, feel free. 79 degrees. And the rain from earlier this afternoon kind of cooled things off. Not too humid right now. Nice little breeze, matter of fact. Boy, it was scorching out there in Southern California, wasn't it?
It was. I think it's the hottest day I've ever spent in Anaheim.
Record-setting heat in Orange County, California. Inland on Saturday, it got up to 110 in Southern California. Outside to Teahen.
Yeah, Santana's ERA has gone up to 3.15 and Bannister's at 3.16, so they're right together right now.
How about the Cleveland Indians being 5-0 against Santana this year?
Yeah, if you're in the Central Division, the first thing you say at the beginning of the year is we're going to play those teams in 6 series throughout the year. I hope we miss Santana in half of them. They've caught him in every one and beat him every time.
Lowe missing away, 2-1. Now the Indians are going to make it awfully tough for somebody to come up and catch him the way they're playing right now. More than 20 games over 500 are the Indians. Now release point still seems to be a bit of an issue here in the first inning. 3-1. Here's what we're talking about, our Jack-in-the-Box standings regarding the Central. Look at the Royals. They've hopped right past the White Sox now by 4 in the loss column.
I think the only thing you could say for the White Sox is they've got to be very embarrassed the way this season has gone with their payroll, where they've been in the last few years and where they are right now.
Outside, so the bases are loaded on walks. And the guy who hit 2 home runs yesterday for KC is coming up, Alex Gordon. Mark Connor is marching out there to talk to Cam Lowe. Gordon already with 50 runs batted in this his rookie season. Check your forward leaderboard. Only a couple of American leaguers are better than that. And it was not a great start for Mr. Gordon this year. It's really been a product of the last couple of months.
Pedroia is hitting .324. He's a big candidate for Rookie of the Year. Delman Young's hitting close to .300. He's certainly a big candidate. Good candidates in both leagues for that award this year.
Got to admit, though, the guy coming up right now, I think everybody, if it wasn't Daisuke Matsuzaka they were picking back in spring training for Rookie of the Year, it was this guy. And you got to give the Royals credit for sticking with him, I think, Tom. I mean, he was hitting around 140 in the early part of May. He's young enough. I mean, he had skipped AAA, right? He hopped right from AA to the big leagues.
He had a big AA season, but no AAA.
Well, Mark Connor, whatever you said, it took 0-2 the count.
Well, go to something other than your sinker to throw a strike with it.
But eventually he's got to find a way to throw that sinker for a strike, right?
Yeah, definitely. But right now with the bases loaded, worry about that after you get out of the inning. Another curveball.
The 2 home runs yesterday for Gordon, that gave the Royals as a team 90 for the year. That is dead last in the league. The American League average is about 135. It's a long first inning for Cam. 26 pitches. A swing, a ground ball. Kinsler couldn't get it. That's going to chase home 2. As we said, the Royals have been getting it right of late. And with that hit, Gordon now above 250 for the batting average. 2 more runs batted in.
And he threw a strike with a sinker, kind of a high sinker that didn't have quite the same kind of movement. Get the ground ball, unfortunately, that found a hole up the middle.
Cam's got to face a guy who had 3 hits yesterday, Shane Costa. And by the way, the Rangers will be facing Zach Greinke tonight, but probably only for about 75 or 80 pitches, to hear it told. He's just come back out of the bullpen to rejoin the rotation. The Rangers' first inning problems continue. They've now been outscored 101-50 in the first innings this year. And as you said earlier, Tom, the last time out against the White Sox, a lot more strikes than balls for Cam. In fact, he struck out 7. But he's in danger of walking his 4th man of the inning right here. And he has done it. There's going to have to be some action in the Ranger bullpen already. Sidewinding Scott Feldman. Well, the walks haven't been this kind of a problem for Cam in a long time. He has not walked 4 in 1 inning. At least not in the last couple of years, anyway.
The one thing Cam has been able to do is get his curveball over fairly well. And that's what he's had to do to throw a strike. He just can't get his sinker over right now. And a couple of the sinkers that they've swung at have been out of the strike zone as well.
Little flare foul by Buck. It must be nice to be ahead 0-2 in this kind of a situation.
You're more apt to get a hitter to swing at a sinker out of the strike zone when it's 0-2 than you are when you're behind 2-0. Hitters become a little bit more selective when they're ahead in the count generally.
I'll see if he can get Buck to offer it one here with the bases loaded. That ball hung a little bit, and Buck is going to send it into left center field. Marlon Byrd has the range, and he's got it. And Cam can take a deep breath. Needed 34 pitches to get out of it, but he's out of it, and the Rangers are coming up. Well, the Rangers have spotted the Royals, a 2-0 lead tonight, but here they come in the bottom of the first against Zach Greinke. Let's check out the Rangers lineup. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and it is going to be Frank Catalanato to lead things off. Kinsler in with an 8-game hit streak. Michael Young, Marlon Byrd, then Wilkerson and Murphy, Blaylock and Saltalamacchia. Ramon Vasquez playing third base and batting ninth. And boy, Zach Greinke such an interesting story, Tom. A guy that at first thought he wanted to be Greg Maddux, who was throwing everything like 82 to 88 miles an hour, and then somebody told him, you know, you've got 98, so maybe use that. Here's the Rico scouting report.
This year his ERA is 4.07. As a starter, it's 4.75. He's had a couple of starts since coming out of the bullpen. He's pitched 3 innings in one, 4 in another. Hasn't given up an earned run in his last 14 innings. Yeah, the people that knew that there was more in the tank were the scouts that watched him pitch in high school. He knew there was more in the tank, but I think what he was doing, talking to the Royals people, is pacing himself a little bit, trying to hit the corners, have movement, a lot of off-speed pitches. And I think a typical game for him that we've seen him pitch anyway when he started was fastball somewhere between 87 and 91, with occasionally he'd pop it in there at 93 or 94. But when he went in the bullpen, they said go in the bullpen and just air it out. Hard fastball, hard breaking ball. And the last time we saw him in Kansas City, he was between 96 and 98 miles an hour with a hard mid-80s slider. And so now what they're trying to find out is, can he take that same stuff out of the bullpen? There's that hard 85-mile-an-hour breaking ball, and become a starter and maintain it for 100, 110 pitches, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 innings. And that's what they're trying to find out right now. Much better pitcher pitching like this than he was trying to be a finesse pitcher his first year.
The other thing with Greinke too, he only started pitching full time his senior year of high school, so he's got an arm with very low mileage on it. He's a great fielder, having been a terrific high school shortstop. So the biggest question for Greinke was, do you actually want to do this for a living? Sounds like kind of a simple question, but actually there was a time, I guess last year, Tom, where he looked himself in the mirror and said, no, I don't want to do this for a living.
He was struggling with that. The whole lifestyle. He's got a good arm, boy. 96-mile-an-hour fastball and a mid-80s slider.
The Rangers touched down around 3:30 this morning. Had that night game in Anaheim yesterday. The Royals are in a little bit fresher tonight. They got in around dinner time yesterday. Very exciting 8-7 win for the Texas Rangers in that game out in Anaheim last night. And the Blaylock grand slam to go ahead, and then C.J. Wilson stemming the tide in the ninth. Kinsler, hard hit. A little fumble there by Grunzalonic, but he rallies to throw out Kinsler. It's a Gold Glover from last year, Mark Grudzielanek.
Grudzielanek just tried to make sure he knocked that ball down, and when you're a second baseman, you have time to pick it up and throw it. It's a short throw. Third baseman, shortstop, generally don't have that luxury of being able to knock the ball down and have time to pick it up and throw you out. Longer throw.
33 hits to go for Michael Young before he can claim another, a 5th consecutive 200-hit season. The home run total will be down this year. Michael had that stretch of, what, 77 games without a home run this year. To right field. And chasing it is T, and he's got it. And the Rangers are down in order. 2-0 Kansas City at the end of 1.
You're watching FSN Southwest.
Kansas City's up 2-0. We go to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you very much, Josh. It is a nice evening here in the Fox Box, the place for discount tickets. $10 seats right here. Just call 972-RANGERS for your $10 tickets for this Friday, Saturday, or Sunday afternoon game against those Oakland Athletics. Got a couple of members of the South Lake Carroll Band on hand. Good to have you guys, huh?
Dragon Pride.
All right, yes, it's Josh's new neck of the woods. You know that? Okay, yeah. And what is this? Ranger and Roll fan hanging out together. What's this all about?
Well, we're sisters, and we were born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri, and she moves to Dallas last year and suddenly becomes a Rangers fan.
Oh, good move.
That's so much.
All right, well, good to have you guys as well, Josh.
And the sisters can reunite and surprise Arizona this March if they want to. The Rangers and the Royals share a spring training complex. Welcome, ladies. 2-0 Royals right now. Cam Lowe, big-time control issues in that first inning with 4 walks.
It took him 34 pitches to get out of the first inning.
Well, the best thing he had coming now here in the second inning is Tony Pena Jr. leading things off, because unless he keeps doing that, Cam Lowe is not going to walk Tony Pena Jr. Earlier this year, about 250 plate appearances in between walks for Pena. That's tough to do.
Pena's walked 9 times in 131 games. 447 at bats, 9 walks.
Sean Dunston would be proud.
Yeah, he would.
Sure enough, not going to walk Tony Pena Jr. 1 down here in the second inning. Top of the order, David DeJesus now.
And Cam, no problem throwing that ball to first base. Took his time, made a nice relaxed throw. Well under control on that one.
On the scoreboard, bunch of afternoon activity around baseball today. And the Mariners went into Yankee Stadium, of all places, Tom, with that 9-game losing streak. Had to face the Rocket Man. So naturally, Seattle pounds out 16 hits and beats the Yankees 7-1.
Yeah, I don't know if you really want to face a pretty good team who's lost 9 straight. They're due to start winning.
And with that, the Mariners back to within 1 game of the wild card. The Yankees lead the wild card. If Seattle beats them tomorrow, there'll be a tie. We mentioned Cleveland starting to run away with the AL Central. CC Sabathia mowing down the Twins. A 5-0 final. Sabathia now 16-7. And Johan Santana goes to 0-5 this year against the Tribe. 14-6 against everybody else. Cam happy to take that last one. Again, he really struggled with the control in the first inning. Curveball belted foul. Boston taking it to Toronto tonight at Fenway. 10-1. They're only in the 4th inning. means the Red Sox could and should and probably will put more distance between themselves and the Yankees. Nice play down there, by the way. That is fielding your position. Look at that.
The other guy's getting ready to catch it himself.
Well, again with Cam, I guess it's both a blessing and a curse. Everything moves. Everything sinks so much. A lot of these pitchers are just flat running away from him so far tonight. There's a curveball, and it's slowly hit near short. Young got it.
Well, Cam's been able to throw his breaking ball for strikes pretty regularly. There's a good curveball down and in. A little squibber toward shortstop. The good part is you get out of the first inning. It's only 2 runs, whether it's 33 pitches or 13 pitches. Could have been a bunt single and a home run. It's just 2 runs. Only gave up 1 hit. Now that he's come back out for the second inning, the strikes have come a little bit more freely.
Zolonic, ground ball. That's going to scoot right on into left. Second hit for the Royals tonight. They've got a handful of 300 hitters, and they're all bunched together. Grzelcyk, Gload, and Butler all began the night right around 300. They're just talking about the Yankees, Tom. The Royals will play the Yankees next. And indeed, the Royals are starting to get it right, just like the Rangers are. Both teams playing better than 500 balls since the middle of June. Past Cam Lowe, Michael Young will spin, and nobody covering at second. Going to be scored a base hit, and you know, again, a chance on a ball hit near the mound for Cam to make a play. You know, Cam is just. And this is not to make excuses, Tom. I mean, the guy is 6'8", and it's not easy to bend down necessarily all the time and then make that kind of adjustment real quick.
No, you're right. It's hard. It's harder for a guy that tall to reach down than it is a guy that's, you know, 5'10", 5'11". No doubt about it. He's just not quite as agile. And it doesn't mean he's not athletic. He's a great athlete. But when you're that close to you're only 60 feet away from the hitter, that kind of quickness is a little bit tougher for a guy that tall, no doubt.
Not a good pitch. Yeah.
Cam's brother, a big-time volleyball star, playing at Cal State Northridge. Hums that one by Billy Butler.
Butler's been having a hard time with that sinker tonight.
Rangers in the bottom of the second will have Bird, Wilkerson, and David Murphy coming up. It was kind of tough to time that fastball from Zach Greinke for the first 3 batters for the Rangers tonight. One-two pitch. Got him. Cam is out of the inning.
Came sidearm with that one.
And Butler has struck out twice. That's cleanup man. 2 hits, 2 left, 2-0 as we go to the bottom of inning 2 on Labor Day. Texas Ranger Baseball being brought to you by your Texas Dodge dealers, also by Geico Insurance and by Rico. Underway, bottom 2, Marlon Byrd will be followed by Brad Wilkerson, then David Murphy. Cam Lowe has had to throw a lot more pitches than Zach Greinke so far tonight. Cam's allowed 4 walks and 3 singles. But because there has not been an extra base hit yet, damage has been kept to a minimum. 2-0 KC.
Earlier in the year, Greinke was in the rotation. He had a couple of starts. Good slider right there. Another good slider off the end of the bat. He had a couple of starts before going into the bullpen. And in those 2 starts, he pitched 9 innings, gave up 19 hits and 12 runs. He went to the bullpen, and the bullpen proved to be a pretty good thing for him. His velocity was up. He threw more strikes. Looked like he almost liked the idea that he might pitch every day rather than having to wait 4 days between starts. But he was pitching so well out of the bullpen. I think the Royals felt he's much more valuable as a starter than he was as a setup reliever. And so they want to try to get him back built up to 100 pitches, see if he can't become a starter. He was pitched 3 innings in 1 start, changeup, 4 innings in another start. They've gone very well. 7 innings, 6 hits, no runs in his 2 starts. Threw 71 pitches in his last start. He'll probably be somewhere between 70 and 80, 85 pitches maybe today. But if he can take to the role and comfortable with the 4 days off between starts and maintain this stuff as a starting pitcher, got a potential top of the rotation guy. Got great stuff.
Greinke's still, I mean, it's hard to believe, Tom. He is still only 23. Lashed by Wilkerson into the right field corner. Now the Rangers get their first hit. It is a 1-out double by Brad Wilkerson. Brad pretty close to getting that batting average back into the 240s now. Sitting on 19 home runs to lead the team.
They threw him a changeup on the inside part of the plate. Changeup at 86 miles an hour. Brad hit it just like it was a fastball. He ripped it down the line. He wasn't out in front of that ball at all. Right on it.
David Murphy's been some kind of hot since joining the Rangers. Former Baylor Bear. Former first-round pick of Boston.
What is that?
We mentioned Murphy's former team, the Red Sox, beating up on Toronto 10-1 tonight. Baltimore and Tampa Bay are tied 4-4 in the 6th inning. Old chopper, Greinke, with Wilkerson going to third. Greinke's going to throw out Murphy. So a runner at third for Blaylock. And Hank's homies again sitting down in the owner's box tonight, getting to make some noise. They're holding up signs and clapping and going bananas. They still love their boy. And yesterday, the grand slam off Scott Shields, the guy who had gotten Hank out 20 out of 23 times before that swing.
Hank said it didn't feel quite as good as the one he hit off Gagne in the All-Star game, but it was pretty close.
Well, his first game back after missing all that time. May 17th until September 2nd. Hank Blaylock did not play. Our Geico quote. Yes, he did contribute, absolutely.
No, no.
Popped in the crowd this time by the Hammer. Well, the biggest thing for Blaylock was just the tedium of, being around the team day to day, feeling like the bat was good to go, but knowing that the arm was not, wanting so badly to be out there, but knowing it just wasn't going to happen yet.
Yeah, he'd rather be out in the field, but not being able to do that. This is a pretty good opportunity for him to feel part of the team and back in the game again.
Towering pop-up. Buck reaching out, reaching over, makes the catch, and that's the inning. The Rangers strand Wilkerson at third. It is still 2-0. Time to recognize Chevy's most dependable fan. We're recognizing June Cook from Woodward, Oklahoma tonight, and for your chance to win 2008 season tickets, just visit DependableFan.com. Tell us why you deserve to be Chevy's most dependable fan. Labor Day weekend. Rangers and the Royals. And immediately there's Mark Teahen blooping it into center field, down in front of Marlon Byrd. A first pitch base hit. 4 singles, 4 walks allowed now by Cam Lowe. And the man that's driven in the runs with a single coming up now, Alex Gordon. Teahen now 5 for 6 lifetime against Cam Lowe. Gordon's got a little Joe Randa in him, the way he goes up there smiling. Looks out at that pitcher, and I'm not sure if it's sincere or just the way he focuses, but he just looks darn happy to be here tonight. It's tough not to smile back.
He's happy to have that 2-run base hit he had in the first inning. Happy to have his average up over 250 too, I'm sure.
Well, this guy's a toothpaste commercial.
It is a little bit of the Joe Rand. I don't think it's really a smile. I think that's just the way his facial expression is. Can't imagine guys smiling at the pitcher in a big league game when you're getting ready to pitch to him.
I don't think he's mocking Cam Lowe or anything. I'm gonna get you. Now Joe Randa just had that natural kind of upturn to the corners of his mouth.
Yeah, this is a similar thing.
Where does he get those wonderful toys? 1-2 the count. Well, Cam actually, you know, he goes at it quite the other way. Cam's got that kind of natural stare down thing happening where, I mean, he is intense and he looks the part. Breaking ball, missing down and in. Can you imagine like the Kevin Brown menacing look in? And then you turn your attention to Alex Gordon up there, and there's just this kind of nice little smile. Hey, how are you? Line shot, and he's not smiling anymore. Wilkerson completes a double play.
That's one way to get him to hit into 2. Gordon hit that ball hard, right on the nose, right at Wilkerson. Wilkerson was holding the runner on. And on that kind of a ball, there's absolutely nothing the runner can do to get back. Brad's between him and the bag. And unless you've got extraordinary instincts to almost know that ball's going to be hit there before he even hits it, there's no way you can get back in time.
Taking down and in. Costa, a college teammate of Wes Littleton at Cal State Fullerton. There is the winning pitcher from yesterday, Mr. Littleton.
Wes has been throwing the ball great.
Into right center field, David Murphy can't get it. Byrd couldn't get it. And Costa going for 2. He's going to make it head first.
Costa hit a high curveball that time. Most of the pitches Cam has thrown, curveballs anyway, have been down. This one's going to be up a little bit, kind of hangs. And Costa hits it to the right part of the ballpark, right between the outfielders.
Now the batter will be John Buck, who, like Costa, had a 3-hit game yesterday. The Royals are going to make a bunch of call-ups tomorrow, including Luke Hokever. Guy that pitched here in Fort Worth for a spell. Was the #1 overall pick in the draft not too long ago. Justin Huber's coming up. Craig Brazell. A couple of bashing first basemen. That ball's going to sail foul. Right down near the set of Rangers Live. Leave our set alone. We paid good money for that. The count to Buck. Among his 3 hits yesterday, a home run, number 17. Cam's 1-2 delivery. Gonna miss inside. Cam from the LA area growing up. His team was the Dodgers. The Dodgers beat the Cubs today 11-3 behind Esteban Loaiza. He also added a 2-run single in that game.
Yeah, he's got from underneath that contract. They put him on waivers, and they couldn't work out a trade for him, so they just let the Dodgers have him. They claimed him. They said, fine, you got him.
And you're paying him, right?
And you're paying him. They owe him, I guess, somewhere around $8 million for the rest of this year and next year. And if you're the Oakland A's, you're probably pretty glad to get rid of him just because you don't want to pay him. Dodgers are pretty glad to get him, hoping they're still in a pennant race, and he might be one of the key components to help him get there.
Buck is gone. That power sinker from Cam Lowe. So that's it for John Buck, and that's it for the Royals. The Rangers coming up bottom 3, trailing 2-0. Stay tuned for tonight's Texas Truck Stop, brought to you by Dodge. We will chat with C.J. Wilson tonight. C.J. getting a save in the game yesterday. Boy, he had to work for it. Striking out Garrett Anderson with the bases loaded.
Yeah, C.J. might have earned the night off tonight after that outing. A lot of pitches.
They had a 26-pitch effort on Saturday, and then about 30 more yesterday.
Yeah, I can't imagine that we're going to see him tonight unless it's just an extra inning emergency. That was some kind of game yesterday, boy.
Oh, it was good theater last couple of innings. Saltalamacchia waves and misses. Zach Greinke.
The whole series against the Angels was a great series. All the games were close. Rangers went into Anaheim, won 2 out of 3.
7-6, yeah, a 7-6 loss and a 7-6 win, then an 8-7 win. So, for the fans who didn't mind getting out there and sweating a little bit in the 100-degree temperatures, they saw some great baseball.
And not many teams have gone into Anaheim and won 2 out of 3 like that. And knocked that pretty good pitching around too. Those are some pretty good pitchers. They knocked out Kelvin Escobar. Got some runs off John Lackey.
Vasquez laces one foul.
That same guy had his glove. He was ready for that one. He might have knocked his glove right off his hand.
That would have been a heck of a catch.
Didn't have time to react to that one very much. They're getting their gloves ready now. That's great that they've all got them down there. You know, when you're that close, it's not a bad idea to have a glove. The best way to protect yourself, other than ducking out of the way. The problem with ducking out of the way is you expose the people behind you. if you're able to make the play with the glove, great thing to do.
I mentioned the Dodgers with that win at Chicago today. That left it open for the Brewers to gain, but they couldn't do it. Vasquez looping one to left field, down for a base hit. Rangers get a one-out base runner for the second straight inning. And at the top of the order for Catalinato now. Yeah, the Brewers were actually up, what, 7-4 against Houston, but they couldn't hold it. 9-7 Astros the final, so Milwaukee now 69-68. And they stay a game and a half behind the Cubs. Cardinals could have gained as well. They lost 11-0 to the Pirates.
Yeah, they never had a lead in that game, did they?
Nope. Catalinato trying the whole left field thing. Corona takes time out. Tells you something about Frank Catalinato here. The Royals seem to agree with him. The Royals manager, Mr. Buddy Bell, was Cat's very first big league manager in Detroit. Frank Catalinato is on record saying, "You will not find a bigger Buddy Bell fan than me." I guess you're always kind of loyal to the manager who gave you your first extended opportunity, right?
Definitely. I don't think I ever had a manager that I didn't like. I liked all of them. Some thought I could play better than others, but that's their opinion. There's not much you can do about that. Can't hold that against the guy.
What about minor league managers? Same thing, or is there anybody that just, you don't have to name names, but just...
No, I don't think I ever had a manager that I didn't really like. I liked all of them. Had some really good minor league managers. Lenny Johnston was my first minor league.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I know Lenny Johnston.
Yeah, Lenny was coordinator of minor league instruction for the Orioles.
For the Orioles for forever. Tapper to short. Pena. Oh, and that throw is wide, pulling it. The first baseman glowed off the bag. I mean, that looked like it was going to be kind of dazzling there for a minute because Pena decided to do the Jenny Finch softball throw from short to second. Then if Grudzielanek could have turned it on to first, you're looking at a neat double play, but didn't quite work.
And Grudzielanek had time. He just made a bad throw to first base. Yeah, I joined the team in Burlington, North Carolina, and the first night I got there, Lenny Johnston closed the clubhouse after the game. They'd lost a bunch of games, and he wasn't happy with the way they were playing. And he ordered in like a case of beer, and he told the clubhouse kid to go out and tell girlfriends or wives or anyone out there that the players were going to be a couple of hours. They might as well go home. And he made everybody stay in the clubhouse and talk about baseball and the game and how they could get better until all the beer was gone. And so that was kind of a rude awakening to professional baseball. I wasn't necessarily accustomed to that.
Since you had only orange juice in Pittsfield, Massachusetts,
probably, maybe had a beer here and there.
No, yeah.
There were a few guys on the team that had no problem getting through that case of beer, though.
You guys talked for 9 minutes and went home. Kinsler takes on the inside corner.
It's funny, you see the movie Bull Durham and Crash Davis, and I think every minor league team back then had a couple of Crash Davises on them. We had a couple of guys on our A-ball team who were 29, 30, 31 years old, which you probably wouldn't see today, but back then they might have been a player coach or just guys that wanted to keep playing minor league baseball.
2-2 to Kinsler. That serves a function, though, doesn't it? It serves a purpose.
Yeah.
Kind of teach the young guys the ropes.
June Raines was our catcher, one of our catchers, and a coach, and also went on to be a really good college coach at the University of South Carolina after that.
Little looper. Pena couldn't get it. Base hit for Kinsler. Well, the inability to turn the double play now kind of looming here. Michael Young coming up, 2 men on.
Hey, you want to take advantage of the opportunity because Grudzielanic's a very good defensive player, but he had a chance to turn that double play and didn't do it. No error involved. Nice try by Pena. Generally, you don't have that much time to take that many steps in a jump for a line drive, but that one hit off the handle for Ian. He just kind of looped it over his head. Now you got Michael Young up there, a couple outs, man in scoring position. Situation he loves to hit in.
The great thing about Michael Young is there's really no situation in which he doesn't like to hit.
That's a good point.
You know,
That's
I
a
mean,
good point.
One of my favorite Michael Young quotes, and there are many, is when he said in spring training how he likes when the team is on the road because that means I get to bat first. We get to go right at it right away.
Yeah, there really isn't a situation where he wouldn't be the one guy you wanted up there either.
Again, Greinke's pitch count, it's loose, but around 75 or 80. He's at 47 right now. The pitch limit, I should say, about 75 or 80. He's getting close to 50. Which means if the Rangers keep working him here a little bit, as good as Greinke is throwing the ball tonight, or as well as he's throwing, he might only be around through 4 innings.
I had a chance to play for some really good managers. Whitey Karowski was a manager. He was one of the original Gas House Gang guys with, with the Cardinals. Hector Lopez was a minor league manager. Pretty good Yankee player back on some of the good teams the Yankees had.
How about hitting coaches, Tom? I mean, I
didn't have hitting coaches back then.
Right.
In the minor leagues back then, you had a manager, sometimes a playing coach. In the lower minor leagues, in Class A ball, you didn't even have a trainer. And so if you got hurt, there was nothing. There weren't even Band-Aids. There was no water. You had absolutely nothing.
They give you shoes at least?
If you brought your own, no, they didn't give you anything.
Young to right.
So a hitting instructor, I didn't see one of those for about 5 or 6 years till I got to the big leagues.
You teach yourself, right?
Yeah.
Rangers threaten but do not score. It's still 2-0 Kansas City.
They've stormed beaches and freed countries. They've raised our flag and our hope. They've been called leathernecks. They've been called devil dogs. But above all, they're called Marines.
Ooh, smell this one.
What is it?
Waterfall.
That's nice. Ooh, hey, try this. It's a cinnamon seashell.
Oh, I like it.
Isn't that good?
Another perfect day at the park.
See the Rangers and Royals Wednesday. It's a $1 hot dog night and Dr. Pepper Autograph Wednesday.
On to the 4th inning. It is time for the Aflac Trivia question brought to you by Aflac Insurance. The Rangers team record for most Grand Slams in a season. The Rangers got one from Hank Blaylock yesterday. Answer coming up in the bottom of the 4th. We're in the top of the 4th here, Tom. The Rangers make a pitching change. Cam Lowe has given up 4 walks, 5 hits, but only 2 runs. And here very early is Scott Feldman.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if it was just a lot of pitches in 3 innings or if maybe something happened to Cam physically to cause him to come out of the game. We'll try to find that out later. But a good opportunity for Scott Feldman to come into a close game and get a chance to pitch some innings. Scott hasn't had a lot of opportunities since he's been recalled. Been with the Rangers off and on, oh boy, 5 or 6 times this year. He and Wes have been up and down all season long. One of the reasons is because both Scott and Wes have options. They're on the big league roster, and you don't have to make a special roster move to purchase a contract or outright anybody. You can just call them up, send them down as many times as you want. You may option them back to the minor leagues 5 or 6 times in 1 year, but for the option, for the purpose of the option, it only counts as one in any 1 year, even if you're sent down several different times.
Feldman will begin with Tony Pena Jr.
It can be a good thing and a bad thing to have options. The bad thing is you're one of the guys that gets sent down,
right, because
they don't have to outright you, but you're one of the guys that gets called up because they don't have to purchase your contract and create a roster spot for you. When it's all over and done, I guess it probably you break even as far as being called up and sent down. Bad part for Scott and West this year is I don't think they've ever been in one place more than a few weeks. Probably had to maintain an apartment here and in Oklahoma City.
Chopper, Kinsler coming on, and will fire on the run to get Pena. With one out, we go to Jim Knox.
All right, Josh, trying to get to the bottom of this. Ryan, the president of Hank Homies, how did the upgrade from the outfield bleachers here to Tom Hicks's seats?
Well, we were parking, and Craig from the Snake Pit called us up and asked if we were coming to the game tonight, and we told him we were. And Ken Troop, who's a ticket manager for the Rangers, had a bunch of tickets for us, but we're thinking Tom Hicks really wanted us here tonight, so we're not sure. I'm not sure, but I got a feeling. So.
Yes, the Snake Pit is down here. Ken, you're having a good time.
Yes, I am having a great time. Enjoy this.
All right, you got anything else you want to say?
No, go Rangers, and it's great to have Hank back.
Okay, thank you. You don't want to thank Mr. Hicks for the seats?
Oh, thank you from the bottom of anytime.
Okay, there we go. Josh?
And anytime Mr. Hicks wants to go to their pad, he's, I'm sure, welcome to it.
But he is.
Yeah. Now,
a Hank Homies uniform.
That last play, a chance for Feldman. But it's a pretty good bunt here from David DeJesus, who continues to be a grain of sand in the Rangers bathing suit here. He's been finding ways on base all year.
It was a good bunt and a nice try by Feldman, who really had only that chance to scoop it and try to throw it at the same time. And I think he threw it kind of right into the runner, but almost made a great play.
Infield, the double play depth for Grudzielanek. We're talking about the Royals starting to steer out of the skid. And it's been a 3-year skid of 100 losses or more, 3 years in a row. Unless Buddy Bell's team goes 1-25 the rest of the way, they will avoid the 4th consecutive 100-loss season. I'm not a betting man, Tag, but I think they'll do a little better than 1-25.
Yep, I think you're pretty safe there.
Last year was a bad year for Kansas City. Zach Greinke went home to deal with those personal issues. Mike McDougal got hurt. They put Renelvis Fernandez on the DL for being, well, essentially fat. Didn't really have an injury. DeJesus, good jump. And the throw by Saltalamacchia is not going to be in time.
Not much chance for Saltalamacchia right there. That one was stolen before he ever threw it.
Stolen base number 8 for DeJesus. Pretty good release, though, from Saltalamacchia, just in general, though, right? Since we've seen him behind the plate.
I think he's done a good job back there. You still have to remember he's only 22. He's never caught or played above the AA level until he got to the big leagues this year. He doesn't have a lot of experience. He's a high school player. So based on the lack of experience, I think what you've seen behind the plate and at first base has been pretty good. Probably more than you would expect.
That one gets in there, 3-2. We'll check some of the other National League scores for you in just a moment. I mentioned the Cubs, the Brewers, the Cardinals all lost. Colorado over the Giants 7-4. Tom, the Rockies are still right in that thing. That one getting away from Saltalamacchia on ball 4. That should be a walk and a pass ball, allowing the runner to get down to third there, DeJesus. You're going to have runners at the corners now and 1 out. And a quick programming reminder, the Rangers and Royals keep on going. The A's then come in. On Saturday, all fans will enjoy post-game fireworks, courtesy of AT&T. Get your tickets at TexasRangers.com or call 972-RANGERS. An infield hit, a steal, a pass ball, and a walk. And suddenly the Royals are threatening again. A former White Sox, Ross Glode, 1 for 2. And he's going to smash one into right. Come on. Still first and third, still just 1 out. Oh, and the ball coming up and hitting Kinsler as it came in. Well, not the best 10 seconds ever for the Rangers right there. Mark Connor's going to come out to the mound. Glode now 2 for 3. This top third of the order. Wow, they've been on base a total of 7 times out of 9 trips to the plate.
You got a high sinker in a situation where you really want to throw a low sinker to try to get the ground ball and take a chance on getting a double play. And that kind of a ball, you probably are better off getting out of the way so it doesn't short hop you. Let the guy behind you get the ball on a bigger hop. That, and so you don't catch one right between the eyes, too. That was a dangerous throw.
Ian does have a base hit tonight. Has run his hitting streak to 9. Well, again with runners at the corners, Billy Butler, the 21-year-old cleanup hitter. Infield stays a double play depth.
Butler's done a nice job. He's hitting 300. Got 19 doubles. He's only played in 17 games over the course of a whole season. That'd be over 40 doubles. You have about 85 or 90 runs batted in. He doesn't strike out a whole lot. Doesn't walk that much either, but 41 strikeouts in the 70 games is not bad for a young kid known for his hitting, batting in the middle of the lineup.
Over Feldman. Only 1 out to get. They do get it. But another run comes home. It is 4-0. Well, the first time Butler puts one in play tonight, he just kind of beats it down into the ground, but it's up and over a 6'6" pitcher. Now just a runner at second base, 2 out. RBI number 44 for Butler since coming up from the minors. Now it is Feldman against Tian. Tom, we mentioned the Rockies beat the Giants. They had a 7-run third inning to win that game. And Colorado stays within 5 of San Diego in the West. Diamondbacks are now a game behind the Padres. San Diego beat Arizona head-to-head out there in Phoenix today. Wave and a miss by Tian, 0-2. Greg Maddux getting the Padres into first place. He's now 11-9. Former Ranger Adrian Gonzalez, home run number 25. A lot of former Ranger first basemen having huge years this year. How about Carlos Pena?
I'll say.
Tian? Nope. Sorry. Done.
No need to ask. I already called it.
Inning ends, but with 2 more runs in. It is Kansas City 4 and the Rangers nothing.
Help! Help! I'm hurt and can't work. I need help to pay my rent, car payment, and electric bill.
You! Do something!
ask about it at work.
Watch the Rangers rumble with the Royals tomorrow at 6:30.
Back to our Aflac trivia question. Bottom 4. The Rangers team record for most Grand Slams in a single season. Aflac! That would be 8. And the Rangers are on approach here in 2007. One more for the Rangers here in 07. They'll have tied that standard. And the Blaylock Grand Slam yesterday, that was, as we said, that was pretty good baseball theater. Five of the slams on the road this year. Tough to bring the house down when you're getting them done on the road like that. 3-1 now, the count to Bird. He had a Grand Slam on August the 22nd at Bird. And that was a $25,000 swing for Mr. Marlon Bird. Part of that 30-3 dismantling of the Baltimore Orioles. A sonic slam inning.
All those last pitches were strikes. You don't win any favor from the umpire when you walk toward first base on a strike like that.
You know, Tom, just when you figured you would have heard the last of the 30-3 game, you come across another one. Well, you come across some information on the one other game. There was a worse blowout than that. There were at least more runs scored. That 1897 game between Chicago and Louisville. As Bird sends another foul ball out of play. The Rangers, keep in mind, they got their 30 runs, and all 30 runs were earned. That in itself, I think, is remarkable. There was one error in the game, but it didn't figure in the scoring. When Chicago's Colts beat Louisville back in 1897, Louisville made 9 errors. So 17 of the 36 runs were unearned. There's a swing and a miss by Bird. You would have preferred the walk. The other thing that's come to light about that game back in 1897, we had a 36-7 final. Back in those days, home teams had the option of batting first or last. And the Chicago team decided to hit first in that game. So they actually batted 9 times in a game in which they were the home team and obviously had no need to be batting again in the 9th. Leading at that point, I guess it was 28-7 at that point.
Wasn't there also a rule that foul balls didn't count as strikes?
Yeah, that's right. All kinds of wacky rules back in 1897 that don't apply today.
I don't think that game really resembles the game we play today.
Which is why we say the modern record is now indeed the Rangers 30 on August 22nd. Wilkerson hoisting one into left. And that will be out number 2. Just before 1897, not that I was there, but so they say in the 1876 to say 1886 range, the batter would actually call, I want to pitch here or here, I want a high pitch or a low pitch. And the pitcher had to accommodate that request.
Did he throw it underhand too?
Probably. Yeah, pitch. I mean, when we're talking about 19th century baseball, a lot of pitchers did throw underhand from a box with a front line that was more like 45 feet from home plate. So I mean, it is just impossible to compare 19th century baseball with anything you're seeing today. Plus, there are fewer mustaches now. One and 2 the count to Murphy. That ball lifted down the line and into the crowd. Same 2 teams tomorrow, 7:05 first pitch. A $2 t-shirt night tomorrow night. Wednesday is a $1 hot dog night. You and I were able to take advantage of that the other night out there in the bleachers. There's the progressive upcoming schedule of games. Murphy rams one into right.
Rip that slider. Big swing.
Now the former Red Sox first rounder. Now 16 out of 39 as a Ranger. Wearing a popular number, that of Kevin Mench, number 28.
Yeah, I think David has done well. He's made good contact. He's only struck out 6 times. So he's going to put the bat on the ball. Slugging percentage plus on base percentage is over 1,100. Short sample, but it's been a good short sample. If you want to make a good impression, I think the first impression is the most important, and David's first impression has been very positive.
In on Blaylock, and he pops it up. John Buck will make the catch. And that is that in the bottom of the 4th inning. Still 4-0 Kansas City.
Jumbo popcorn chicken, huh?
I know, and how about this creamy chipotle sauce?
Yeah,
It's great.
Yeah, this is totally portable, you know?
Yeah, you could sneak this into a movie theater if you wanted.
Yeah.
Or a baseball game.
Yep,
You know?
or another Sonic.
What are you saying, that you would just bring these over to another Sonic and then just kind of sit there and eat them?
Got him!
Jumbo popcorn chicken, now at Sonic. Portable all-white meat chicken with our new creamy chipotle sauce or any of our other great sauces. Pay the Sonic way. Swipe your credit or My Sonic card from your car.
Whatever its horsepower, your vehicle needs license plates. So get the only plates endorsed by Rangers captain, the Texas Rangers official mascot, Rangers Specialty Plates. They cost just $30 a year in addition to the regular Texas vehicle registration fee. And even the littlest Ranger fan can get a souvenir plate for $20. Get details at txdot.gov. Be sure to ask for your registered Texan sticker when you pick up your plates. And heck, they're so easy to attach, you barely need opposable thumbs. A street legal vehicle is required. One of the most prestigious conferences in the nation now has its own network, and you can see over 400 live events, including 39 football games, 140 men's basketball games. The Big Ten Network on the air to ensure you get these games, and the Big Ten Network. Call 1-866-WANT-B10. They certainly had a memorable first football broadcast on the old Big Ten Network. Sorry about your school there, Tag.
Well, you know, not so bad that you lose to Appalachian State. I think they're a lot better than people give them credit for. It's a pretty good team. But the thing that was embarrassing about that game is having that last field goal blocked. And there's no excuse for a team in the Big Ten as good as Michigan to lose a game on an easy field goal because the other team blocked it. And it was the second one they had blocked.
Not that you're bitter.
I'm not bitter, but I would think that they might want to reevaluate the way they coach their field goal teams. If I were the coach, I'd be embarrassed. I know that.
Gordon now 2 for 3 as he greets Feldman with a single here in the 5th inning. No word yet on Cam Lowe, whether or not he left with any kind of ailment or if it's
check
just
between innings. See
Yeah,
if I can't do some investigative reporting here.
I love it when you're an intrepid journalist like that.
Watch out.
Not an easy pitch to bunt right there for Shane Costa.
Not quite the same one that Gerald Laird had to bunt for the squeeze play that would hit him right between the eyes, I think. What Gerald said, I'd be drinking out of a straw if I didn't bunt that one. And he probably would have been.
Now a swing and a foul to make it 1-1.
Costa rules. Okay.
We'll see, sir, whether or not Costa rules. Actually, so far he kind of does. A walk and a double. Do players notice when signs are made about them?
I think a lot of times they do. You can't pick up every sign, but if it's very prominently displayed, I don't think you can help but see it. So I think a lot of times they do, depending on where it is.
Do other players nudge you and say, hey, check that out?
Yeah, probably.
Runner goes. Another good jump, and the ball just sails on into center field. So Gordon ends up with a stolen base. A lot of these young Royals really making an impact here tonight.
This is one where Saltalamacchia might have had a chance with a good throw. That one just sailed on him way up and away. I think if he threw that one right on the bag, he might have had a chance to get Gordon. First time he had no chance to get to Jesus in the 4th inning.
Gordon runs pretty well. It's 14 steals for him. He's not going to be a 25-25 guy this year. He could be an 18-18 guy.
That might be a 25-25 guy next year.
Ian Kinsler very close to being 18-18 right now. 18 homers, 18 steals. Ian was finally caught stealing for the first time all year in Anaheim on Saturday. He had been perfect his first 17 opportunities, making a run at Paul Molitor's 20 for 20 back in 1994. Ian is 15 years younger than Molitor was when he had that 20 for 20 season. Well, I used to love watching Molitor play. Professional hitter. Off speed, and Costa got a piece. But does he rule? Sign said yes. Feldman will have the last word. Down and in. Mets beat the Reds 10-4. Pedro Martinez over Aaron Harang. Pedro's back.
Costa's not a real easy guy to walk. He's only walked twice in 86 at bats. Between Costa and Pena. Got to bet he's swinging at this pitch. No way he's going to let a 3-2 pitch go by.
There's no betting in baseball, sir.
That's right.
A swing better. Grounder to second for Kinsler. Costa does not rule. However,
the runner to third.
Yeah, he does that. An opportunity for John Buck now. The Rangers probably going to bring the infield in. Yep, and indeed they will. Buck is flied to center, and he is struck out. With runners in scoring position, both those at bats. One other National League score. Atlanta over the Phillies 5-1 today. That's 3 straight losses for the Phillies now. Now it's looking like one more inning of the Zach Greinke experience for the Rangers tonight. Again, that pitch limit we were told to be around 80 tonight. Busted bat. Well, the bat ends up whizzing by, and now Feldman trying to cut down the runner coming home. A tag there, yes. Got him out. And boy, I give Feldman a lot of credit for hanging in, focusing on the baseball, not that large short of bat that almost ended up embedded in his hip.
And the Rangers got the rundown play, accomplished it quickly enough to where the runner couldn't move from first base to second base. Boy, that ball just ate him up right off the fist. Vasquez does a good job of running him down without having to throw the ball, turns and makes sure that Buck stays right at first base.
That makes Ron Washington very happy to see the rundown play executed well. Now the batter, Tony Pena Jr. Right to first. Wilkerson playing goalie will go to the bag and end the inning. Well, the Royals, they started out with a runner in scoring position and nobody out. Could not score. It stays 4-0.
I don't think you're supposed to put coins in there.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines one-stop or connecting service from Dallas Love Field to Denver for just $99 one way.
You are now free to move about the country.
Texas Ranger Baseball being brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers, also by Aflac Insurance and by Pennzoil. Zach Greinke continues on the mound. He's at 68 pitches. And I guess they're going to give him the opportunity here, Tom, to work through the fifth and qualify for the win. Greinke, actually, if you go back to his last several innings as a reliever, and the one start that he's had before this one, and then if you mix in, what, 4 scoreless innings tonight, 18 scoreless innings in a row for Zach Greinke.
You can see why. The kid's got a great arm. His velocity has dropped down a little bit now after 70 pitches than it was early in the game. The last time we saw him in relief in Kansas City, he tuned it up a couple of pitches at 98 miles an hour. He's going to have to build up arm strength and stamina to be able to throw 100 pitches. And I think what the Royals want to see is, can he maintain that kind of velocity, kind of power pitching through 6 or 7 innings as a starter. It's going to take him a while. He's certainly not there yet. They're gradually trying to build that up. He threw 71 pitches in his last start.
Hammered over to first. Vacuumed up over there by Glode. Saltalamacchia now 0 for 2.
Nice play by Glode.
Yeah.
An easy hop to capture.
Not an easy lead for the Red Sox, apparently, to hold on to as we check this out again. Boston was up over Toronto 10-1. Then Toronto put up 8 in the top of the 6th. Now the Red Sox volley back with 1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. And we can actually update that to make it 11-9 Boston. The Yankees have already lost. Vasquez gets into one, sends it to right. That's going to be out number 2. We're hearing that Roger Clemens going to need an MRI on his elbow.
Whoa.
So that would be rather significant if anything comes of that. Clemens lost to Felix Hernandez in Seattle today.
Well, if Roger ends up having to go on the disabled list, well, I guess he won't have to go on the disabled list with rosters expanded, but if he did, can't pitch anymore, that price per start just goes up a little bit more.
Mariners breaking that long losing streak of 9 today and getting to within 1 of the wild card.
That's pretty good. You can lose 9 straight and still be only 1 out of the wild card.
Yeah, if this was the worst stretch for them, they're through it.
Yeah.
Clemens going 4 innings today, allowed 8 hits, struck out only 2. He allowed 5 runs. Mike Mussina came on in relief, and I guess, I mean, if nothing else, it got a little better for Mike Mussina. Although he allowed 7 hits in 3 2/3 innings, only 2 runs.
Well, if Roger can't pitch, then Mussina might just pick up his spot in the rotation.
Catalanato opposite field, base hit. Heading into second base with a 2-out double is the Cat. That's a 9-game hitting streak for him.
The Rangers trying to break through here against Greinke with a couple of outs. Got the good part of the lineup coming up. See if they can't bring some runs around here and get back in the ball game. 5th hit off Greinke. 2nd double.
Well, apparently, to get ready for Dancing with the Stars, it's all about loading up on cotton candy, Mr. Reeve.
Mr. Cuban is a real sports fan.
Absolutely.
Out here at the ballpark.
Huge baseball fan, huge Ranger fan. And of course, a lot of Rangers fans turn about as fair play. They're big Maverick fans.
Oh, absolutely.
And good luck to Mr. Cuban on all of his ventures, including, I suppose, Dancing with the Stars. Have they announced his partner yet?
That I don't know.
I wonder if that's something our intrepid reporter Jim Knox could ferret out of him.
But he could.
Who you dancing with? If he's anywhere in between Emmitt Smith and Jerry Springer, I think he acquits himself very well.
I didn't see Jerry last year. I just watched at the end to see Emmitt, but how was Jerry?
I was going to say, as a dancer, he's a pretty good talk show host, but I don't really think he's that good of a talk show host.
No, he'd be insulted if you called him a good talk show host. I don't think he ever pretends that show's good.
No,
makes him a lot of money, though.
It's for giggles. Kinsler with a towering pop out there. Back into the crowd. That's got to be the ultimate guilty pleasure, is spending 5 minutes watching the Jerry Springer show.
Well, you have to admit, if you're channel surfing in the afternoon before you get on the bus to go to the ballpark and that pops up,
I've been there too.
You just have to at least hear a few things.
Especially when they're wailing away with chairs on each other. Wow, well, that's it for Greinke.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, see ya. Thanks. Somebody else, please. Greinke is shutting out the Rangers 4-0.
Welcome back to Rangers Ballpark. Head to the top of the 6th. KC leading the Rangers 4-0. And Josh and Tom, I'm with the big group from Aflac. That's right, in the house tonight, sitting out here enjoying their time. And Ron, this is the vice president of Aflac. You guys are here much more than just watching a baseball game?
Yes, Jim. We do this in over 20 cities throughout the United States, where we team up with a pediatric cancer center in a major league ballpark town, and we invite patient families out. We give them about 50 tickets, and we have another 50 that we sell to our field force, and we give them the money to enjoy themselves at the ballpark.
Well, good for you. And one of the patients is Jason. We're going to let him enjoy himself, but we're going to put him to work. He's going to read the copyright. Go ahead, Jason.
Do it, Jason.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Texas Rangers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Texas Rangers Baseball Club.
There we
awesome.
go. All right.
Oh, way to go, Jason. You want to say Aflac? All right, there we go. All right, guys, thank you. Thank you.
Good job.
Awesome. And very nice of Aflac as well. David DeJesus, the batter, and he's going to take 4 out of the zone. The Rangers having a tough time throwing strikes, quite honestly, here, Tom. It is 6 walks already. Of course, 4 of them were in the very first inning. Zach Greinke going 5 strong for Kansas City, and is probably done. He's at 82 pitches. Had Jimmy Gobble up a little while ago. John Bale has now gotten up in their bullpen. Runner goes yet again. Saltalamacchia fires this time right there, but safe the call.
Wow.
I was a little bit surprised too.
Why was he safe?
I don't know.
That was a great throw from Jared. He made an adjustment. His first 2 throws had kind of sailed up and away. That throw he put right on the bag. And from our vantage point, it looked like the throw was on the bag, and the runner, DeJesus, slid right into Ian's tag. But maybe what we saw is not exactly what happened. Let's take a look. Well, it's hard to tell. Maybe he slid around the tag. Ian's tag was there in time, but the question is, did he make contact with the arm? Tough to see. Let's see if we can tell. Boy, that was close. Closer than I thought it was looking at it again on the replay. We should be able to tell right here.
He might have gotten in there.
Yeah, it was very close. Dan Iasanya was right on top of the play. I'll have to go with his call on that one. I didn't think it was as close watching it from way up here, but the replay from every angle showed that there was no evidence to show that that wasn't the right call.
Meantime, 2-1 the count to Grzelcyk, who's been batting with a runner on every time tonight. John Reinecker gets up in the bullpen for the Rangers. Remember, Cam Lowe started the game. Lasted 3. Now it's Feldman trying to give the Rangers 3. Towards second, Kinser's got it.
Well, Grzelcyk, even in a 4-0 game, he's a pro. He's trying to give himself up to move the runner with nobody out.
Right.
Does a nice job. He lines it, but right straight at the second baseman. Veteran player trying to do the right thing, even in a game that's 4-0. That's good veteran influence there. Young players on the team see him doing that, and they say, okay, it's the way the game's supposed to be played. Instead of going up there and being a little selfish and looking out for yourself, he's trying to look out for the team and move the runner. Didn't work for him, but good effort.
Glow to 2 for 3. Former Marlin, a former White Sox. Well, the White Sox got a much-needed win yesterday before Ozzie Guillen was going to explode. I mean, literally. The team does not exactly seem to be responding to Ozzie these days. And Ozzie seems a little put out that the team is not doing so well.
Yeah, they were terrible in the 3 games here. That and the Rangers are playing pretty good too.
Yeah, give the Rangers some credit. Absolutely. Yep. Down and in, and again the falling behind of the Kansas City hitters has been thematic tonight. Little chopper. Kinsler coming in on it. Had a quick little look over there towards third, but nothing he could do. Billy Butler, the batter. Boy, Boston now up 13-9 on Toronto in the 6th. And only 2 home runs have been hit in this game. Troy Gloss, number 19 for the Jays. Mike Lowell, number 18 for Boston. Tampa Bay's got home run number 35 from Carlos Pena.
Quite a year for Mike Lowell. Mike Lowell's hitting about 330. And I'm not sure how many he knocked in today, but he had 97 knocked in coming in today. He's 4th in the league in runs batted in.
How about that trade between the Marlins and the Red Sox?
Yeah, we'll only make the trade if you have to take Mike Lowell. We're trying to dump his salary.
Right.
Now he's close to an MVP candidate in the league this year.
What if Beckett ends up as Cy Young and Lowell ends up as MVP? But the Marlins got quality back in that deal.
Yeah, they got one of the best young shortstops in baseball in that deal. They're not hurting from their side either.
I mean, that might be one of those trades where years from now we look back and say, man, I can't believe all the stars in that trade.
Yeah. Well, Hanley Ramirez is a star, that's for sure.
Anibal Sanchez had the no-hitter last year. Butler fouls it 1-2. Mentioned Pena with the home run for Tampa Bay. And the Devil Rays now leading Baltimore 9-4. The Orioles have a chance to be 1-11 in their last 12 games. Their team ERA would be about 9.2 during that time.
Be a lot better than that if it wasn't for the Rangers.
Yeah. 39 runs in a doubleheader. That'll leave a mark. I guess Leo Mazzoni can't work miracles. Good pitching coach, but
I guess it helps a lot when you've got Glavine and Smoltz.
Yeah, it turns out.
Maddox.
Up too high, 2-2. Well, Reineker's ready in the bullpen. This is probably it either way for Feldman right here. Boy, just for the pace of the game, I'd like to see Feldman just take care of Butler. So you don't have to go through the mid-inning pitching change. Let the Rangers stand out there any longer than they've already been standing out there tonight. But he walked him. 7 Ranger walks already tonight in 5 2/3 innings. And indeed, Ron Washington on his way out to the mound to make the move. Now, legitimately, ball 4. So the move will be made to go get Reineker. He's going to come on, face the lefty, Mr. Tien. 4-0 Kansas City. We'll come back in just a moment.
There's no place like home. It has a certain magic all its own, and memories are made there every day, collecting each moment one by one, while over the years each day becomes a lifetime of good times shared along the way. Have yourself a Bluebell Country Day.
Folks, you can play it cool this summer with the Starbucks Double Play Combo. You get 2 Rangers tickets, 2 Starbucks Frappuccino blended beverages, and a game program, all for just $40. Pick up a coupon at Starbucks, redeem it at TexasRangers.com or at the Rangers ticket office. Rangers will be home tomorrow night, 7:05. Wednesday, 7:05 as well. It's a $1 hot dog night on Wednesday. Then you've got the Oakland A's coming in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Right now, you've got former Oakland A's prospect John Reineker taking to the mound for the Rangers. Runners at the corners, 2 out. He's got to face the lefty Mark Tien. In a game that, quite simply, Tom has featured too many walks to Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, a lot of pitches into the 6th inning. John's got a chance to come in and face a couple of lefties right here, Tien and Gordon. Hopefully he's only facing one of them and has the other one in the next inning.
Right, save one for a little later. Baltimore trying to rally on Tampa Bay. Devil Rays lead has been sliced down to 9-7 in the 9th inning. That ball foul down near first. Mentioned Carlos Pena with another home run tonight. Another Pena, Willie Mo Pena, with a home run for the Washington Nationals. Nats over the Florida Marlins 6-3 tonight.
That was probably a good trade for Willie Mo Pena. He wasn't going to get a chance to play every day in Boston. He might in Washington. He's the kind of guy, you need to give him 140 games and 565 at bats just to see whether or not he can be a big, huge power producer for you. He's got the power, just needs the opportunity.
Guy that hits 460-foot home runs, just not often enough.
Yeah, just got to find out if he can do it or not.
2-2 the count to Tien. I'm going to give Washington some credit. I think a lot of people thought that they and the Royals both would be 100 to 110 lost teams this year, but in both cases that's not going to happen.
No, I thought Washington would lose 100. I have to admit that.
Well, the Royals already 13 tries with runners in scoring position tonight. Boy, it just seems like there's 3 balls on every Kansas City Royal tonight. get going from first. And he'll cue it foul right into that Royals dugout.
And you're not going to make excuses because of the travel, because every team has travel issues throughout the course of the year. But that was not an easy 3-day trip to go to Anaheim. When you figure we played a night game here, then went to Anaheim, got in at whatever it was, 2:30 in the morning. That's not counting the 2-hour time difference. Then a couple days later, you come back and get in at 3:30 in the morning. It's a couple later arrivals.
Reinecker strikes out Tian. Royals strand 2 more. They've left 10 in the ball game. That's kind of left the door open for the Rangers tonight. We'll play the bottom of the 6th. The Rangers are within 4 at 4-0. Slam inning brought to you by Sonic. The jackpot is up to $1,000 plus tickets to a Ranger game and dinner for 2 at Sonic. Good luck to Fran Basden of Burleson. And if a Ranger hits the Grand Slam this inning, we're giving away $25,000. Something we've done once already here in the last couple of weeks. A Grand Slam would not only allow us a chance to write a big check, we have a tie ball game too. It's 4-0 Kansas City. And John Bale will take over, the well-traveled left-hander.
Pretty good numbers for John. Nice ERA, only giving up 1 home run. Really nice performance by Zach Greinke. Pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, didn't give up a run, didn't walk anybody, struck out 4. Mixed in a good hard slider and a few changeups with a mid-90s fastball as he continues to build up his arm strength, throw more innings. He's thrown 3 innings, 4 innings, and now 5 innings as the Royals try to convert him from the reliever that he'd been into a starting pitcher. Although I think that's where they drafted him to be a starter. He was a starter earlier, went to the bullpen, pitched great. Now he's pitching pretty well back in the rotation.
As for John Bale, a guy that originally played with Michael Young in the Blue Jays organization in the minor leagues. They were teammates in A-ball, briefly in Double-A. Michael, a couple of flyouts to right tonight. He's pushed his batting average to .306. Trying out right field again. This ball is going to get near the track, but that's it. 3 fly balls to right now, 1 away.
Doesn't feel like a night where the ball is jumping like it does in the heat of the summer. Cool night, really. 74 degrees right now.
Had about an hour, maybe hour and a half worth of rain that passed through here around 4:30 today. Cooled things off. Bale to Bird. And Bird fouls it off with some poor fan's hands. And it drops down the deck. Wah-wah. Bird will try it to right field this time, heading right into the corner. That is barely foul.
Almost got the wedge.
Almost snuck it right in that triangle down there. Missed it by that much. All right, raise your hand if you pitched 3 years for the Hiroshima Carp and your brother-in-law plays for the Tampa Bay Lightning of the NHL. That would be probably only the guy on the mound right now, John Bale. Popped by Bird into shallow left field. Bale played his college ball at the University of Southern Mississippi. Then he was a Blue Jays 5th-round pick. Got dealt to the Orioles. Then from the Orioles to the Mets, straight up for a fellow by the name of Gary Matthews Jr.
Wow.
And at the time, that seemed like a pretty fair trade. Gary really hadn't blossomed yet. A strike to Wilkerson. Gary's his new team, the Angels, leading the Oakland A's tonight 2-0, and it's on a home run by Gary Matthews Jr. 2 strikes to Wilkerson. To Wilkerson, and John Bale very quickly out of the inning. No Sonic Slam winner, and we'll head for the 7th here tonight. 4-0 Royals on top.
Welcome back to Rangers Ballpark. Head to the 7th. Royals still leading the Rangers 4-0. And here he is, guys. Mark Cuban, owner of the Dallas Mavericks, in the stands tonight. Just checking out baseball, relaxing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love to come to games. You got to have a hot dog, cotton candy, have something to drink. It's baseball tradition, right? Yeah,
and that is also the diet you are training for in Dancing with the Stars. Is that correct?
Absolutely. A little cotton candy to the right, a little hot dog to the left, and Twinkle Toes Cuban I am.
Now they were wondering, who's your dancing partner going to be?
It's a girl named Kim Johnson. She's about 5'5", from Australia. Got the great accent, and she's wonderful. Great dancing teacher, and I need the best teacher I can get. I'm down from 4 left feet down to 2.5 now.
Now, rumor has it you did win a disco contest back in the good old days. Is that correct or not?
Let's just say they were so long ago that it's not in recorded history.
I know we were going to let you go because you got a big day tomorrow, right?
Yeah, my little 4-year-old starts preschool, so I want to put her to bed and help her get up in the morning.
There we go. Okay, and plus he's got a lot of training to do. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate the time. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Jim. Good luck to Mr. Cuban. And Jim, make sure Mark Cuban knows to let his dance partner know how to say goodnight, mate. Anytime we hear Australia and Jim Knox, we got to get that in there. Alex Gordon is going to foul one. And Shane Costa ducks out of the way. And boy, you know, that takes on a different texture every time you see that now, Tom. The foul ball to the on-deck circle. Juan Encarnacion of St. Louis.
That sounds terrible.
Got his eye socket shattered.
Doctor said it's the worst trauma injury he's ever seen.
Well, what a shame.
Second time he's had that kind of an injury. And
yeah, that's right.
They're worried that it might be a career-ending injury.
He was hit by a pitch as a Detroit Tiger years ago. Good pitch right there by Reinecker. Same pitch that struck out Tian to end the 6th. Gets Gordon to start the 7th.
Good 2 left-hand hitters, too, for John. 2 lefties up, 2 strikeouts. Costa's not going to hit. He's another left-hand hitter.
Well, got to send somebody up there, Buddy Bell.
Emil Brown.
Looks like Emil Brown. And that's going to get Ron Washington out to make a pitching change. It'll be Wood for Brown. And we'll see how that unfolds when we come back. The Royals, who have stranded 10, lead the Rangers 4-0.
You know, you go through phases, I guess. As a hitter, I always like Griffey, you know, because when I was about 10 years old, that's when he was a rookie, you know, coming into the league, just making unbelievable plays every night. So I really like Griffey a lot. I like Tony Gwynn a lot, Wade Boggs. Those guys were all superstars when I was a kid.
C.J. Wilson brought to you by Dodge. Your Texas truck stop. What a thrill to have faced Griffey twice this past June and struck him out twice. All right, we're going to get a pinch hitter for the pinch hitter. Always fun. Mike Wood is into the ball game. He was going to face Emil Brown, but now they're going to pinch hit Joey Gathright for Emil Brown.
Emil Brown had a long night. Walked into the on-deck circle and went back into the dugout.
Joey Gathright, the guy who broke up the Bobby Jenks run at Immortality. Jenks had retired 41 batters in a row. Gathright slapped a single to left field. That's kind of what he was doing right there, just slapping a baseball towards left. for what's happening in this ball game. You got the Kansas City Royals with a 2-run first and a 2-run fourth. And the Rangers had the misfortune of getting a very good addition of Zach Greinke up against him for 5 innings tonight. And John Bale doesn't look half bad in the 6th. Off speed in there, 2-2. It has helped that the Royals have stranded 10 tonight. I mean, they've had an opportunity, I think, tonight, Tom, to really just kind of run away. They haven't done it. Boy, again, the scoreboard just seems to have a magnet where under the ball column it just says 3 all night for the Kansas City hitters. Gathride's certainly a guy that if he gets on, you figure he might be running. The Royals have stolen 3 bases already this evening. Got John Buck on deck. Gathright, not a guy who's going to hit a home run inside the park, possibly, but oh, do we have a beer spill? I think we had a beer spill. By the way, coming up in just a bit, our Toyota truck game break. Gathright has exactly 1 home run in his life. He's also got this foul ball to his credit that got some people wet.
Got them both, boy.
It seemed like a full cup, too, unfortunately. Boy, 8 walks by the Rangers tonight. Only 1 out in the 7th inning.
Beer must have been sitting on their step in front of them.
That's almost impossible, but you figure, what are the odds? I'm going to put my beer down just for a minute. What's the worst thing that can happen?
They just got it. Guy's thinking, hey, thanks for the towel, but I'd really rather have another beer.
Again, the Rangers rightfully concerned about Gathright, a guy who's been clocked at 6.1 seconds in the 60-yard dash. He's also been clocked at 3.3 from home to first on a bunt. In the left, a base hit for Buck. But the Royals are having no problems getting men on base tonight. Every inning, Tom, they've had at least 2 men on base, if you include a fielder's choice. The Rangers have had only 1 such inning tonight. Crowd a little shy of 20,000 here tonight. We're hoping the Rangers can come up with some late inning magic tonight. Tony Pena Jr. 3 groundouts tonight. He's had, I guess, kind of an uneven first year here in Kansas City. Batting average isn't horrible, .260, but only 1 home run, virtually no walks. He's made 20 errors.
Yeah, the no walks creates a .280 on base percentage, which probably limits him to being a 9th place hitter, which is okay if they get production other places in the lineup and he plays a solid shortstop.
17 of his 20 errors have been on the road. Don't know if they could have gotten 2 instead of 1 right there, but the moment Wood failed to field it cleanly. He knew it was down to 1. DeJesus, who continues to be a tough out. He's been on base 3 times tonight. And I guess what you're hoping if you're a Rangers fan is that as dim as these first 6 innings have been, but the Rangers have some excitement in their bats here in the back third of the ball game. It's just one of those games, I think, Tom, and they happen every so often. I don't care if you're a winning team or a losing team, where there's just not a lot going on.
No, there hasn't been much to cheer for yet. Kansas City pitchers have taken care of that. But Rangers pitch out of a jam right here again.
Yep, Wilkerson to Wood to end the inning, and now the Royals have stranded 12, so they're doing their best to let the Rangers hang around. And the Rangers appreciate it. It is 4-0 as we send it to our studio for the Toyota Truck Game Break.
Welcome into the Toyota Truck Game Break. I'm Rick Renner. It's 7th inning stretch time in our studios. We'll get you back out to Rangers Ballpark in just a moment. We want to tell you about this exciting set of promotions coming up on this 6-game homestand for you, the Rangers fan. Tuesday, my personal favorite, $2 T-shirt Tuesday. You can't beat that. You can buy 10 for the price of 1. Wednesday, it's $1 hot dog night. Michael Young will be recognized as the club's local recipient of the Roberto Clemente Award for sportsmanship, community involvement, and positive team contributions. Police and firefighter night on Friday. And Saturday, what a night, Hispanic Heritage Night. First 25,000 receive a commemorative poster plus fireworks after the game. For tickets and information, TexasRangers.com. Bottom of the 7th is coming up. Join John Radigan and myself for complete post-game coverage on Rangers Live. Enjoy it.
Texas Ranger Baseball being brought to you by Southwest Airlines, also by Corona, and by Pennzoil. Now the Rangers looking for something, anything, to kickstart the bats here. You've got John Bale pitching, David Murphy batting. Royals up by 4. They got 2 in the first and 2 in the fourth. Zach Greinke went the first 5 innings and scattered his hits. Another key element is he didn't walk anybody. Joey Gathright stays in the game, plays left field. Well, the Rangers, unfortunately, Tom, they have had all kinds of issues with walking batters tonight. It started with Cam Lowe in the first inning. The sinker just sinking so much. He walked 4 of the first 7 batters he faced.
Yeah, it wasn't from a lack of a good sinker, that's for sure. Some of those balls just were sinking so much, they sunk right out of the strike zone.
The bullpen has gone on to walk a few more. Total of 8 walks in the game. Murphy, line shot foul. The team that Murphy left behind, the Boston Red Sox, actually technically he left behind the Pawtucket Red Sox, but was up briefly with the big club this year. Boston's leading Toronto by a field goal right now, 13-10. Bale will fire to first, take care of Murphy. Got 23 runs in that game, only 2 homers. We were talking earlier, Tom, about the guy that hit the homer for the Red Sox, Mike Lowell. And it's interesting with Hank Blaylock coming up to the plate right now. The Rangers had a flickering opportunity to make a deal that would have gotten Beckett and Lowell here, reportedly. Blaylock was one of the players going the other way. But you wonder about that. You know, I mean, a lot of times you hear about trades that are out there. You hear them reported in the newspapers and the like. And sure, that might have been an offer or a possibility. But you don't know if the Marlins necessarily would have made that trade with the Rangers, if all things being equal, if they definitely would have chosen the Rangers deal over the Red Sox deal.
Yeah, I don't think they would have. They traditionally, when you're making that kind of a trade and you're talking about a pitcher like Josh Beckett at that stage of his career, you're not just talking to one team. You're trying to solicit the best deal that you can possibly make. And while that might have been something they would consider from the Rangers, chances are, while they considered it, they didn't like it as much as the deal that they got from the Red Sox, and so they went with the deal from the Red Sox. Remember, they were trying to get rid of salary. That's why Mike Lowell had to be in the package so they could get rid of that salary. The kids that they got from the Red Sox were making no salary. Hank was making a pretty good salary. So if things being somewhat equal as far as the trade value goes, the Red Sox deal probably had more value to Florida, so they didn't have to take on any salary at all.
2 down, bottom 7. A reminder, the Rangers and the Royals go at it again tomorrow and Wednesday. Wednesday is a $1 hot dog night. Current and former Rangers signing autographs out in the concourse during batting practice for Dr. Pepper Autograph Wednesdays. 972 Rangers. That's the number to call for your tickets, or you can go to TexasRangers.com. Strike one to Saltalamacchia. As we talk about deals that have been made, the Rangers still very happy with what they got in return for Mark Teixeira. Saltalamacchia, one of 3 top Atlanta prospects coming the other way. Wow, line shot. Payne has got it.
Smoked that ball.
Wow. What? Been that kind of night when the Rangers do hit the ball hard. It really hasn't gone well. Kansas City by 4 at the end of 7. For the energy to take you anywhere, it is brought to you by Valero and Zach Greinke. Has plenty of energy tonight. Everything working for him. He went 5 innings. He scattered 5 hits. Kansas City's leading 4-0. Now Mike Wood, former Kansas City Royal, against his one-time teammate Mark Grudzielanek. Again, it's a couple of teams here, the Royals and the Rangers. All you can look to do is get better as the season goes along. When you start out the way the 2 teams started, Grudzielanek bouncing out. To Ron Washington's credit, to Buddy Bell's credit, indeed, both these teams, young teams, have gotten better. They've been playing winning baseball since the middle of June. Buddy will take a front office role starting next year. I think Buddy would be pretty good at that.
And Buddy'd be pretty good at any baseball job that he decided to take. He's worked in the minor leagues, probably done a little scouting, managing, you name it, he's done it.
Buddy, born in Pittsburgh, raised in Cincinnati. And as you may know, played in more than 2,400 big league games, mostly at third base. 18 years in the majors, he never reached the playoffs. We talk a lot, Tag, about Ron Santo, usually mentioned as the unfortunate third baseman who had the stellar career, Gold Gloves and all that, but never got in the postseason. Buddy actually played more games than Santo did. Indians, Rangers, Reds, Astros. Actually, a couple times with the Rangers for Buddy in his playing career. That ball golfed by Glow deep to right. That'll be dancing on top of the wall. It drops back. Oh, it's going to be called a home run.
It looked like it hit right off the top of the wall and maybe kicked up against the back wall.
Must have, because
came back.
Yeah, Murphy wasn't sure and Glode wasn't sure, but the first base umpire, Paul Emmel, he waved that finger around, said, I'm calling it a home run. It's 5-0. Number 7 for Glode. He's got himself a 3-hit night. Let's see. Off the yellow. Oh,
I can't tell.
I can't tell either. There's yellow. Or did it hit the seat back there?
I don't think that's a home run. I think it hit the yellow and came right back.
I think you're right, Tag.
I don't see it hit anything.
I mean, I'm with you. From the other angle, it looked like maybe it would have deflected off the yellow and then off the back wall and back onto the field. I think that should be a double.
Yeah, I think it hit the yellow and came right back. Let's try it again.
Watch top right. They kind of disappeared there.
Definitely hits the top of the yellow. But I don't think it kicked back. It came back. I think it just popped up in the air and came back, which technically would have made it a double.
So 5-0 now the score as Billy Butler fouls one.
Josh, we should mention that Cam Lowe came out of the game with some tenderness in his elbow. He'll be evaluated, and a determination will be made on his next start.
I mean, Cam just didn't look completely right out there in the first inning. You were hoping it was just that the sinker was moving so much. That was accounting for the control issues. Right near the line at third. That's a fair ball, and the pick, no. Wilkerson couldn't hold it. Not an easy play, but probably a play that should be made.
Yeah, not a fast runner, which gives you an opportunity to make the play. Ramon throws on the run. Skips. Brad can't come up with a skip. I would guess that's a base hit, but
well, the first hit tonight for Butler. And it brings up Mark Teahen. And Teahen rams one to right field. It is deep, and again it's close. This time definitely we can say that's a double. Butler into third. Now Wood against his former mates here. All of a sudden it's getting away from him. Homer, single, double. Though again it looked like it should have been double, single, double, but
really wouldn't have made any difference, though. I don't think if it happened that way. Maybe it would have, maybe it wouldn't have. Nice play off the carom by David. Gets it in quickly. Make sure that Butler has to stay at third.
Infield comes in. The batter Alex Gordon. And sure enough, a base hit into right. One run already in. Throw coming home. And Saltalamacchia will get it on down to second. They've got a chance there. Got it. 2 runs have scored. But they cut down Gordon trying to sneak into second base. That, however, is another 4 RBI night for Alex Gordon. He had a 2-homer, 4 RBI game yesterday. Gordon wasn't sold on going until the throw actually came in. And by the time he made up his mind to go, it was probably too late. Boy, a 3-run top of the 8th. Joey Gathright, the batter.
Another good throw by Jared right on the bag. And Michael makes sure that he can't be slid around. Scrambled right after him to make the tag.
Boston's lead on Toronto still 13-10 in the 8th inning as Gathright punches one into center field. What is that? 5 straight hits allowed by Wood.
5 straight hits.
Wes Littleton gets up in the Ranger bullpen.
Ron was probably hoping that Mike could finish out the game so he didn't have to use anybody else in the bullpen.
Well, he might have to be going to that bullpen now. Wood's just all over the place. He hits John Buck, his battery mate from a year ago. 2 on. Tony Pena Jr. coming up.
Now batting shortstop Tony Angia.
Well, the last time Cam Lowe pitched against the Royals, I think we said at the time, Tom, that might have been our least favorite outcome of the year. Was that just kind of dead 10-0 game in Kansas City? And yeah, no, I mean, it has nothing to do with Cam. He just happened to be the starting pitcher both times. But for whatever reason, the Rangers, kind of a very similar game, just kind of lackluster offensively. The bullpen hasn't gotten it done.
Again, I don't want to make excuses, but I will anyway. It's probably not the greatest day for a team to have energy after the road trip and the flight that they had coming in last night. Doesn't do much good to make an excuse because no one's going to feel sorry for you. Other big league teams have the same travel scheduling problems. But when you get in that late in the that early in the morning, 2 out of 4 days, that's not that easy.
For the most part, the Rangers have had it going very well of late. They're 9-3 in their last 12 coming in. Here, by the way, is why Tony Pena Jr. never walks. He was swinging at that last one, that number 2, which appeared to be not in the rectangle. He's going to swing here, drive it to left. Backing on is Catalanato, and the inning finally ends, although with a hard hit baseball from the number 9 man. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Rangers got to find that energy now. 7-0.
Get ready for week 1 of the NFL season. FSN Pro Football Preview returns Friday.
A Wednesday Rangers game seems similar to any other day. Some of the best baseball players in the world, ballpark hot dogs, great family fun. But savvy Rangers fans know Ozarka website Wednesdays can double their midweek merriment. See, they log on to TexasRangers.com where they buy Wednesday tickets and select sections for half price. Their great Rangers baseball costs so little, they'll probably go next Wednesday too. Join in on half price hump days with Ozarka website Wednesdays at TexasRangers.com. You could use some baseball.
Tomorrow's pitching matchup brought to you by Panda Express Orange Chicken. And not Billy Butler. He's the DH. Billy Buckner. He's the pitcher out of the University of South Carolina. No relation to the more famous Bill Buckner. Kevin Millwood, 9-11. And you know what's crazy is that was his record, Tom, when he was winning the ERA title a couple of years ago, 9-11.
That's right.
The 5.11 ERA this year was 2.86 when he outdueled Johan Santana in 2005.
Jerry Hairston's going to bat for Ramon Vasquez here.
As the Rangers need to find a way to get back in this game, and now it is 7-0 in the bottom of the 8th. And it will be Hairston in for Vasquez, get a righty instead of a lefty. Boston still leading Toronto 13-10. The Yankees have already lost to Seattle 7-1. CC Sabathia and Cleveland shutting out Minnesota 5-0 as Johan Santana goes to 0-5 against the Indians this year. Strike to Hairston.
Nelly Cruz is going to come out in the on-deck circle. Looks like he'll hit for Cat.
The well-traveled lefty John Bale missing into Hairston. Now that game tomorrow, a 7:05 game. It will be the 3rd big league start for Billy Buckner. Wednesday's game, it is Vicente Padilla for the Rangers. Kyle Davies going for KC. Rangers will entertain the Oakland Athletics over the weekend. Don't forget Thursday. Please don't show up. That's a day off for the Rangers. Now you're welcome to show up and look in the gift shop and maybe take a tour. check out the museum. I mean, there's stuff you can do. There just won't be a ball game going on. But over the weekend, 3 games, and the Rangers hit the road for a pretty extended period. They've got to go play 3 against the Tigers. They will play 4 against the A's and then 3 against the Twins. That is inside to Hairston. The Royals do have action in the bullpen again. Harrison's going to pop one towards the crowd. Joel Peralta should be the next Royals pitcher. Well, the Angels now up on top of the A's 7-0 in the 6th inning. Well, the Rangers have a legit shot, especially if, for example, they sweep the A's this weekend, Tom, to actually catch and pass the A's for 3rd place. Kind of a modest goal to finish out the year, that and a 500 record.
I think it's a good goal. Considering where the team started, how far in last place they were. You can get out of last place. That's a positive thing.
Cruz to come up and pinch hit.
Joey hit that ball hard. Another hard hit ball right at somebody.
Kansas City, though, 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 4th, and 3 in the 8th tonight. And leading 7-0. Remember Nelly Cruz, when he came back up from AAA initially, Tom, it was in Kansas City. And he blasted his way back into our collective consciousness with a 2-homer game. This one heading down the line and foul.
It's caught, though. Nice
play. That worked out well for everybody. Strike to Cruz, 1-2.
It's been a good job by John Bale.
Yeah.
He hasn't given up a base runner yet. Faced 7 batters. 1 strikeout.
Strike 3 taken by Cruz. Appear to have been inside, but
yeah, the dead giveaway is when the catcher catches the ball, and as he's catching it, moves his glove toward the strike zone. That's usually an idea that it's not a strike, and he's trying to make it look like a strike. It was in the vicinity of the strike zone, but according to our tracker, slightly out of it.
Now the batter, Ian Kinsler. Kinsler extending his hitting streak to 9 with a single back in the 3rd. Again, the Rangers, well, it was just not even an issue to score runs out there in Anaheim. 21 runs in that 3-game series. Then they come home, which is usually where they do a lot more hitting than on the road. They're getting shut out by the combo of Greinke and Bale tonight for Kansas City.
Well, the way that Greinke threw tonight, he's going to have a chance to beat a lot of teams with that stuff. And you already mentioned it. He came into the game with 14 scoreless innings, 7 in relief, 7 as a starter, and added 5 more to it tonight. So he's on a pretty good roll right now.
He's on a Brandon Webb kind of thing right now in the center field, and it gets by a diving David DeJesus. Kinsler racing around second, on his way to 3rd. And the all-out dive by DeJesus. He's staring up at the jumbotron, trying to see what that looked like. It looked graceful, David, but
looks like a triple to me.
Yeah. Second hit tonight for Kinsler. Second triple of the season for Kinsler.
He continues to play some great baseball for the Rangers. He's swinging the bat well. He's using the whole field, just not trying to pull the ball, playing excellent defense. Got his average up in the between 265 and 270 now. Buddy Bell's going to make a pitching change.
Why not? Peralta comes on to face Michael Young in a 7-0 game here in the bottom of the 8th inning. With Ozarka website Wednesdays, you can order half-price tickets online for the Royals game on, well, I don't know, this Wednesday. Tickets are available in a variety of seating areas. Order your tickets online at TexasRangers.com. It was a $1 hot dog night as well when the Rangers and the Royals get together. All right, the Rangers, at the very least here, trying to perform a little cosmetic surgery on the scoreboard, make this look a little better. It's 7-0 Kansas City. And Michael Young batting with a runner at third, facing Joel Peralta, the third Royals pitcher of the night. We saw Peralta with the Angels last year. Actually, a couple years ago. It was with the Royals in '06. Originally Oakland A's property. There goes the shutout. Michael Young, base hit left field. And finally, this crowd of 19,000 plus tonight, they've been waiting for something to shout about. Michael Young provides it with RBI number 70. Two hits away from another 200-hit season now for the man they call Slick, Michael Young. Ball one outside to Marlon Byrd. Ranger pitchers allowed at least a couple runs tonight. Cam Lowe allowed 2. Scott Feldman allowed 2. Mike Wood allowed 3. They're doing the Bird.
Yeah, the one pitcher that came in and got both his batters was Reinecker. Came in and struck out 2 left-hand hitters.
I forgot about that.
Kind of snuck in there.
Yeah, I have to admit I didn't even have poor John Reinecker down on my scorebook, and he pitched great tonight. You're right, two batters, 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, what you like to see from John is if he's going to make a spot for himself in the bullpen, one of the key things he'll have to do is get left-hand hitters out. Came in, faced 2, and struck them both out tonight.
Pretty much the same pitch. Bird past the mound, right near the bag, and the race to the bag is won by the Royals.
I don't think so.
Gruzzalana gets credit for getting there. Michael Young, I don't think we're pleased about that. Now, that is the end of 8. And you make the call.
What's your favorite brand, America?
We love baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. Stolen bases, goat cheese, pizza, bottled water, and Chevrolet. Free agents, rally monkeys, fancy CDs, and Chevrolet.
Whoa, wait, what's a rally monkey?
They go together in the good old USA. Face painters, satellite radio, endorsement deals, and Chevrolet.
Chevy, an American revolution. See your Texas Chevy dealer.
Let's check out our Sonic Good replay in a 7-1 ball game. A little defense right there. A double play turn by Brad Wilkerson. Cam Lowe, the beneficiary of that. Cam, though, leaving with only 3 innings in the books tonight. Wes Littleton becomes the 5th Ranger pitcher of the evening and is greeted by David DeJesus in a foul ball. Some other changes to tell you about after we tell you about Wes Littleton, who's the owner of a 27-run save this year, among other things. He saved that 30-3 game.
Well, Wes has been throwing the ball well. He's got his ERA all the way down to 3.25.
David David Murphy moves to left. And Nelson Cruz stays in the game and plays right. And we've got some history being made now behind the plate, Tom, as Guillermo Quiros comes into the ball game and becomes the first Ranger ever, beginning with the letter Q.
Huh.
That's exactly what I thought you'd say.
That's
There's really nothing else to say.
That's a record breaker, all right. I did not know that.
Just thought I'd throw that in there.
Okay.
Q-U-I-R-O-Z.
Well, I'm glad Q is represented now in our media guide.
Got to have a whole different section for Q now. Hard foul right there.
She's a little bit worried. That ball was hit pretty hard. 3 dislocated fingers, but he's not going to rub them.
David DeJesus with a fly ball taking off towards center. Guy handed off the ball too.
That was nice.
Very nicely done.
You'd trade an ice pack for that baseball right about now.
No kidding. Grudzielanek coming up next. All right, the Rangers, obviously they need an X. I don't know if they're ever going to get that. They've had 2 U's. They've had Jim Umbarger and Ugi Urbina. Can you name the 2 I's?
2 I's.
One of them was a Japanese reliever. First name Hideki.
Oh yeah, the big toad.
The big toad, Hideki Araki.
Not my name either. That's the name George Steinbrenner gave me.
Right. Actually, it was something else even worse than that, but
I would have gotten the next one though. Inky.
Yep, Pete Incaviglia. So the I's have it, the U's have it, and now the Rangers have their first Q. They've had Z's, Zahn, Zeal, Richie Zisk. So congratulations to Guillermo Quiros, on for Saltalamacchia back there behind the plate. Had a decent year this year at AAA. It's a level at which he's excelled before. Another foul by Grudzielanek. Now having a third catcher up as of September 1st, I think that's pretty much par for the course, right?
Yeah, I think you almost, I mean, you owe it to your team to do that just so you can give the catchers a rest. And obviously, in case you have an injury to a catcher, you've got another guy here.
Gerald Laird is a bit banged up right now. And Quiros may actually get a start at some point this week. Littleton tried to swing it back to the inside corner right there. Another 3-ball count on Arroyo. This time Grudzielanek, who's already walked twice. Outside. 9 walks by the Rangers tonight. Littleton, who got that win in relief yesterday, got to face Ross Gload now. Gload's got a 3-hit night going, including his 7th home run of the year. Although a somewhat, well, disputed home run, at least in this booth. Looked like a double off the yellow line, but it ended up not mattering. Had it been a double, it would have come on in eventually to score. Red Sox and Blue Jays now in the 9th inning, top of 13-10 Red Sox. Tampa Bay did beat Baltimore 9-7. Carlos Pena, a team record 35th home run.
Well, he's got an outside chance to hit 40 this year.
Yeah, he really does. That ball to right field, a dive, and Cruz has got it. Oh, and he had a chance with a double play, dropped the ball.
Well, Nelly has made more than his share of diving catches this year. Plays a very aggressive outfield.
Yeah.
Loves to charge the ball, and for a big guy, he's got quickness and the agility to dive and make these plays.
He was set to gun him too for the double play, but
seen that before too.
Also an RBI groundout back in the 4th. Littleton slings it outside. Angels now up 8-0 on the A's. Butler sends it back in the crowd. Well, it rolled right down the stairs, too. Hit about 6 stairs, just bouncing on down. Again, tomorrow night, a $2 t-shirt night as the Rangers play the Royals at 7:05. Wednesday, a $1 hot dog night. Inside corner to Butler. The Royals have a chance to leave a 15th man on base tonight. All right, now they got a chance to leave 16 men on base. Butler on base for a 3rd consecutive trip to the plate with a walk and 2 singles. And indeed, let's see if Littleton can make the Royals strand a couple more. He's going to face Mark Teahen. Teahen last year, and you've talked about this, Tom, he spent a month kind of in exile in Omaha last year, fixing up his swing. Came back with a lot more confidence. That has carried on in here to 2007.
He's proven he came up as a 3rd baseman. That's where they were playing him. He's moved to right field. He's done a nice job out there. Has a good throwing arm, very accurate. A lot of outfield assists. Hasn't hit for a lot of power. You might like to see a little more power from your right fielder. But he's been a pretty good hitter for him.
Smashes it into center field. Marlon Byrd is going to charge it. He'll fire it to Caros, and it gets by. An opportunity to cut down Grzelcyk, but it just skipped under the glove of Caros to make it 8-1.
It was a good, strong throw, but it short hopped the catcher. It didn't bounce far enough away from him where he could get a good hop, and it wasn't quite close enough to him where he could short hop it. It's one of those in-between hops. Strong throw, though, from Marlon. I think they would have had him if Caros was able to catch the ball, but it was a tough ball to handle for him.
This is not an easy play at all, but it's a bullet of a throw from Byrd.
Very impressive throw.
Alex Gordon, the batter, and he will take strike 1. So the Royals back-to-back games now, winning 8-1 on the road. Yesterday it was Bannister over Bonser. Tonight it would be Greinke over Lowe. That one down and into Gordon.
You can do it. Come on out. Go.
Teahen now with 3 hits. Glode with 3 hits tonight. Gordon already with 3 hits and 4 runs batted in. He's going to lift this one to right. And Nelly Cruz back on it. So indeed the Royals have stranded 16 tonight. They have left a small village on the bases tonight, but they've got an 8-1 lead going to the bottom of the 9th here in Arlington tonight. Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by Southwest Airlines, the official airline of the Rangers. Visit southwest.com. By Progressive for a money-saving car insurance quote. Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. And by your Texas Ford dealers. Bold moves. Ford is the best in Texas. A lot of the other games have gone to final. This one is reaching its conclusion. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. Rangers are trailing by 7. One defensive change to tell you about. Brad Wilkerson is going to pop one way up there into the first base portion of the seats. Esteban Herman is in the ball game, playing second base in place of Grzelcyk. Other than that, everything is as it was last inning, including Joel Peralta on the mound. Facing lefties here. Wilkerson, Murphy, and Blaylock. You talk about scattering hits tonight. Rangers really have not been able to bunch any of them together to sustain a rally. Back-to-back hits once, and that produced a lone run tonight. Young singling home Kinsler, who had tripled. Zach Greinke will improve to 6-5. And to Cam Lowe, and again hoping the elbow's okay for Cam. He will fall to 6-11. Wilkerson sends this one into left center field. And Gath right near the track. Ooh, he's got it. One away. Murphy coming up. Don't forget, Rangers Live right after we're done tonight. John Radigan, one-man band tonight. Hello, Johnny boy. We wave right back at you. Talk to John after the game tonight. You can't hear me. I can't hear you. We're even. Good thing you knew to smile, though.
Yep, someone told him. Someone cued him.
You in the red shirt, smile. Act like you know what they're talking about. One strike to count to Murphy. John, smile. See? Isn't that nice? It's a veritable Alex Gordon down there. I bet if we did that like 9 more times, we wouldn't be.
No, I vote not to do that. That's not nice.
No, not at all. No. All right, there's 3. No, we won't do that. We won't do that. What a nice man. 2 strikes to count to Murphy.
John's liable to give you a hand signal if you're not careful.
But I'm number 1?
Yeah.
Pretty nice when your batting average can fall to .405. That's what's happened to David Murphy tonight. Ron Culpa says that's outside. Culpa, the guy that had the one-hitter to call with Kurt Schilling, the no-hitter to call 5 days later with Justin Verlander. He did not have that problem tonight. Murphy towards right. That is foul.
David making a bid for another double. He's had his share, more than his share of doubles.
Yeah.
David's had 42 at bats for the Rangers with 6 doubles.
Well, if you got 500 at bats in a season, doubled every 7 at bats, you would set a big league record at that point. Grounder smothered at first base. The frisbee toss. What a play.
Boy, that's robbing someone of a base hit right there. Nice play by Glow. Glow's had a great game tonight. He's had 3 hits in the game, a single, 2 singles, a home run, and he had that line shot, making a bid for his 4th hit that Nelly Cruz dove and caught, and now he takes a hit away from David Murphy. Nice play to get it, and a great flip to the pitcher. Led him perfectly.
Now he's upright and ready for Hank Blaylock, who's going to take a strike. Hank, who had the big 8th inning grand slam yesterday, 0 for 3 tonight. Just good to have him back in the lineup, though, isn't it?
Yeah. It was great to see Hank come back in the lineup and then hit that grand slam yesterday. It was just icing on the cake. And a lot of hard work, a lot of hard rehab to get to where he is right now.
Well, as the old saying goes, some days you're the windshield and some days you're the bug. And the Rangers were the bug tonight. Not the best game of the year, but a chance to take it to the Royals tomorrow. Kevin Millwood, the ace of the staff, going against Billy Buckner, making only his 3rd big league start. 7:05 first pitch tomorrow night. $2 t-shirts tomorrow night. They love those fans. Hank's homies, they're not giving up. Want their man to come through here. They got the owner's box tonight, Hank's homies, so they've been especially keyed in for every Blaylock at bat.
Were the homies the first group to get behind a player like that?
Yeah, here.
It's led to a lot of others. Cam Lowe's got a snake pit.
Now Blaylock trying to do something for the homies here. Will send it deep to right, but that's the ball game. The Rangers fall 8-1 in the opener of the series. There's your Gatorade player of the game. The man with the smile, Mr. Alex Gordon. 4 runs batted in. 2 straight big games for him and 2 straight 8-1 wins for Kansas City. 3 hours, 9 minutes. And the Rangers will have to look for the retribution tomorrow. Again, that's a 7:05 start. So 16 men left on base, but 8 runs in, and that's plenty for Kansas City. For Tom Grieve and Jim Knox, Josh Lewin. Again tomorrow, 7 o'clock with Ford Rangers Live at 6:30. Stay tuned. Rangers Live post-game coverage coming up next right here on FSN Southwest.
Well, the Rangers came home from California, and we thought there was going to be a little baseball tonight. Suddenly, an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger broke out in the first inning. The Rangers and Cam Lowe giving up 4 walks in just 3 innings of work, and the next thing you knew, the Rangers were in a hole they just couldn't dig themselves out of. Hi there. Welcome back to Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. John Radigan here with Rangers Live. We're just behind Section 10 at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, and this is our Rangers Live set. Has been all year. Will be for the rest of the season. It was not the kind of way you want to start a homestand for the Rangers, who lose this one. 8-1 was the final. Of course, 16 hits wrapped out by the Kansas City Royals, and perhaps more amazingly, they left 16 men on base. So there were a lot of base runners out there, thanks in part to a lot of walks surrendered by Rangers pitching tonight. Let's take you back upstairs. Josh Lewin and Tom Grieve called it for you tonight on FSN. They're standing by to help us wrap it up, guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, just kind of a forgettable one tonight, unfortunately, John. You look for things that point you towards the rest of the season and just kind of things to look for. Jared Saltalamacchia behind the plate, for example.
Well, we're getting a chance to see Jared behind the plate. We're getting a chance to see him hit as well. Tonight he had some opportunities to make some throws. The first opportunity he had was on a stolen base attempt. This one was stolen on Scott Feldman. He had no chance to throw the runner out. Rushed his throw to have a chance. The ball sailed on him. Second one, he did have a shot there. Throw got away from him. The third one, though, he makes a nice adjustment, makes a perfect throw right on the bag. Didn't get the call, but he made a good throw. Later on in the game, in a relay throw, made another really good throw to second base. So you see the arm strength, you see the adjustment within the course of the game to make a better throw. That's a nice sign, nice thing to see.
Jared Saltalamacchia will be assuredly back behind the plate again. Maybe Guillermo Quiroz gets a start before too long as well. We saw him briefly tonight. And, of course, you still have Gerald Laird doing a lot of things right on this team as well. John, we send it back to you.
Hey, guys, quick question for you. Our intrepid reporter, Rick Renner, downstairs bumped into Dr. Meister, and he says that there was some elbow soreness on the part of Cam Lowe, and you guys have seen him a bunch. Maybe that explains a little bit why he was having the control issues if the elbow was sore, eh?
Yeah, you hope it's nothing serious, obviously, but you're at the point of the season where if it's anything at all, you don't really need to keep on with anybody at this point, right?
No, and that could be right, John, is one of the reasons why he was having a hard time controlling his sinker. The good thing is he had good velocity, he had great movement on his sinker. He's just having a hard time locating it. Hopefully it's nothing serious, and I'm sure the Rangers will be very cautious with him the rest of the way.
All right, guys, great stuff. We appreciate your call. We'll see you tomorrow night right here from Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Game 2 of the series, of course, right here on FSN tomorrow night as well. And they mentioned the new catcher. He was the only September call-up today, anyway, and he is Guillermo Quiroz. I'm going to call him GQ. He met up with Rick Renner before the game.
So what's this whole process like for you?
It's great. You know, it's great to be back. You know, it just feels good to be here. You know, last day I was here, it was the exhibition game, the first one, and then after that I got sent down to AAA. So, like I said, it's good to be here.
What do the guys say to you when you come up, when you're leaving?
They're like, you know, good luck. You know, enjoy your time, whatever. You know, but I mean, it's the feeling doesn't compare to anything.
What's the biggest difference besides the nicer locker rooms and stuff?
Baseball. Baseball is just different. It's funner, you know. I mean, you're here and you get the opportunity to go out there and play, you know, against the best. So, you know, that's what you work for.
What kind of situation do you see yourself fitting into here? Is this an opportunity for you to kind of show what you got?
Hopefully, you know, hopefully. I'm just going to go out there, you know, and give my best every day, you know, and hopefully, you know, I'll get a chance to be there.
Do you feel like you're kind of like a sponge, you know? Go talk to Saltalamacchia, talk to Gerald Laird? And...
I don't know. I know Gerald. I don't know Saltalamacchia. I never met him before, but I mean, I talked to Gerald a couple of times, you know, in spring training, and helped me out with a couple of things. So, you know, we'll see how it goes.
Now, if you were going to tell a fan what you're like, what can they expect when you're out there on the baseball field?
Just a regular guy. Don't expect much from me.
A lot of energy, home runs?
Just a regular catcher. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I'd say he's more than a regular catcher. He looks like a very popular catcher. Lots of hugs going around the clubhouse when Guillermo arrived today. There's lots more coming up. Rangers Live rolling on from Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Highlights from this one, not that we want to, but we have to. It's part of the job. And we'll have some post-game, too. Ron Washington holding court even as we speak. That's coming up on Rangers Live. Welcome back to Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Welcome back to Rangers Live. John Radigan here behind Section 10, as we will be each and every night that the Rangers are on FSN, bringing you Rangers Live. The Rangers are not the only team that is up and coming in the American League. Tonight was proof of that. The Royals have actually been playing quite well since the All-Star break as well, and they played better than the Rangers did tonight. After the Rangers dug themselves an early hole, there was no getting out of it. Oh, Hank Blaylock is back, and so are Hank's homies. Nice to see the homies back at Rangers Ballpark tonight. First inning, Cam Lowe, and here are those control issues that we were talking about. He walks the bases loaded. Alex Gordon, base hit to right center. It scores 2, and it is 2-0 in favor of the Kansas City Royals. Top of the third now, and it's Gordon with a shot to first. Look at Brad Wilkerson with the great 3 unassisted double play. Makes a catch, easy tag. That is a 3 unassisted double play. Top of the fourth, Scott Feldman in for Lowe, and it's Ross Glode who hits the base hit to bring De Jesus home. It's 3-0 in favor of the Royals. Now we see Glode again. This is the 8th inning, and this was the controversial hit of the game. It goes off the top of the wall, or does it? They say, yes, it is a home run. Glode had actually stopped at second base. The umpire says, no, that is a home run, and it's actually a little bit difficult to tell by looking at the replays. This is about the best angle, and either way, they say, it looks to me like that didn't get out, but they say it was on the yellow. It was a home run. 5-0 Royals at that point. Alex Gordon is next up. He's not done yet. 2 RBI, single to right. Gordon's out at second, but the damage had been done way previous to that. Even on that hit, the Rangers do get one back in the bottom of the 8th inning. but the Rangers lose it tonight. 8-1 was the final. The Rangers out-hit 16-7, and as I said, the Royals left 16 on base, so it could have been a lot worse. Just one of those nights, as Josh said, forgettable. We'll try to forget about it as quick as we can, but first we'll hear from Ron Washington. That's what's coming up next on Rangers Live. We check in with the skipper, see what he thought about this one as we roll on.
Rangers Live is brought to you by Ford. Bold moves, your Texas Ford dealers. And by Jack in the Box, where we don't make it until you order it.
Watch the Rangers rumble with the Royals tomorrow at 6:30.